Welcome one, welcome all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. It is time for one thing, and that is PvE Baseball. I am joined today by my lovely co-host Blowpop. How are you doing today, Blowpop?
I am doing all right. It's been a long time since you and I have been on the microphone together. We were trying to figure that out before going live, and it's been something like 7 weeks in real life or something.
Something along those lines, yeah. It was either the last stream of season 26, regular season, or it was season 25, which is kind of crazy. It's
I don't,
it's
yeah,
definitely been a
I don't
while.
think it's been that long. I think we had last stream of last season or something like that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we're here now. We got several games to stream for the masses. Four primetime games and one non-primetime game, all of them major leagues. So if you guys came here from minor leagues, unfortunately your timing is a little bit off. We had we had a lot of those on Thursday. But they're all going to be major league games today. The Crabs versus the Vandals, the Demons versus the Sea Serpents, Rougarou versus the Voyagers, Raptors versus the Scorpions, and the Surge versus the Supernovas. And the Boise DVS game will be the one that is not a primetime game. So if you're following along looking for those primetime TPE, make sure to pay attention to those other four games. But yeah, we got a lot to get to today, so why don't we just go ahead and jump on into it, Blow Pop?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so we finished off on July 29th on Thursday. just gonna check and make sure that all those games got simmed, which they did. So we'll go ahead and finish off and head to July 30th, which is a quick sim. No games in the majors. We do have some games in the minors. Do you want to take the first one or should I?
You can.
All right, I'll take the first one, and we will see Dillo Armadillos taking down the Chicago Kingpins here, 5-4, very close game. Two RBIs from Hudson Lane on the side of Chicago. Amarillo has two hit ball games from both Okamoto and Fiddle McGee. McGee knocking in a run as well. Nee gets the win for Amarillo, 7 innings, giving up 4 earned runs. Mrazek gets the save with two crystal clear innings, no hits, no walks, no runs. Sportsboy 57 gets the loss for Chicago, and Nee will be your player of the game.
You had a close game. I do not. 12-2 is the final score as the California Firehawks beat up on the Brew City Bears. Got a 4-for-6 performance from Ignacio Encarnacion, as well as 3-hit outings from both Dotson and Tree, along with a couple more multi-hits down the order. Nobody from Brew City was able to get on base more than once, it looks like, except for Sosa. Sosa took a walk and got a hit. For pitching, Thompson's going to pick up the W. 8.2 innings, 1 earned run, 1 unearned run. Can't quite close out the game, though, and Wilson is brought in for the final 2 pitches. Over on Brew City, they have the loss issued to Kozak, and 4 more pitchers come off the bench. Kozak getting lit up, 1.2 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 unearned runs. That's
Wow.
wild. Dotson will be our player of the game.
How they got 5 unearned runs in the first? Or
That's
no,
a
it was the
lot.
second. It was the second that they got five unearned. I don't even know. That's crazy though. Lots of errors in that game. 6 total. Um, Dynamos versus the Hepcats. Dynamos are going to win this one 3-2. Looks like a solo shot by Kent Murphy III is the only run, or no, sorry, one of the 2 runs that will cross the plate for Kansas City, the other being Count Dracula. Dallas has a 1-for-4 ball game with an RBI from Dennis McLaughlin and a solo shot from Boston Edler. Huevos gets the win for Dallas, improving to 4-1 on the season, only giving up a walk over 3 innings. And O'Sullivan will take the loss on the blown save for Kansas City in 3 innings of relief. Finn Schultz will be your player of the game, though, going 6 innings, giving up only 1 run on a walk and 3 hits on the start for the Hepcats.
The State College Swift Steeds are going to topple the Florida Flamingos. My first time saying that team's name out loud, so that's kind of fun. Final score is going to be 8-4. On Florida side of things, we have multi-hit performances coming out of Bark Bark Wolf Ruff, as well as Bafuglian, Bryant, and the Giraffe, with Bryant going 3-for-4. For State College, however, we have a slew of multi-hit performances, as well as Paza going 4-for-4 on the day. El Perfecto looking pretty good. Jansen Crenshaw is going to pick up the loss for Florida, going 3 innings, giving up 5 earned runs and 7 hits. And over on State College's side, Bolt Jr. is going to get the win, 5 innings, 3 earned runs, and Kenobi will pick up the save, 4 innings in relief, 1 earned run, and Baez is going to be our player of the game.
I would assume it's Baez, but maybe it is Baez. I don't know. Wheelers take down the Lemurs here 5-3. 3 RBIs from Jack Condor, the center fielder from Anchorage. On the side of Louisville, we have a 2-for-3 ball game with 2 RBIs and 2 walks from Forrest Gump. PM Scram is going to get the loss for Louisville, while Huncho Gusto gets the win for Anchorage, improving to 7-5 on the season. Assassin gets the hole, Balto the save, and Bobby Roode is going to be your player of the game. Don't think I mentioned him, but 3-for-3 with an RBI, a run, and a walk. Well played for Bobby Roode. Good day at the plate. And we'll finish off July 30th. As we head to July 31st, we have our first ball game to watch of the day. It's going to be primetime number 4, I think. Is there 7 primetime games or 8 primetime games these days?
There are 8 now.
Okay, so it would be primetime number 5 then. It's going to be Providence versus Vancouver as we hopefully get a prediction going in the chat with one of our fantastic mods. We have a few stats to talk about. Assuming that I can get to the correct channel here.
The Crabs are entering the game with the
Thank you.
second worst record in the PBE. They are 3-15 in the month of July, including being swept by Vancouver in a 3-game series earlier, where the Crabs were outscored 15-3. And while their starting pitchers have struggled with a 5.07 ERA, the bullpen has been solid with a 3.65, which is fifth best in the PBE this season. Your Vancouver Vandals started this stream off one game up on the Sloths for the final wildcard spot in the Legends Conference after winning 8 of the last 9 games to start the season. The Vandals have since gone 31-32. Vancouver has done a good job limiting the long ball, only allowing 69 nice home runs this season, which is the best in the Legends Conference. A couple things to be on the lookout for this game. Bark Murley has been extremely impressive so far in his young career. The left-hander has a 2.36 ERA over 178.2 innings these past 2 seasons put together. Crabs rookie Will Love is 9th in PBE batting average against right-handed pitching at 331 this season. Providence starting pitcher Ivy Leaf has averaged 13.6 losses per season so far in their career, which is the highest amount of any active pitcher with at least 5 seasons played so far. Vancouver starting pitcher Greg Digger Jr. is second in the PBE with 0.037 home runs allowed per inning. And first-time All-Star Jay Doctor has a 2.8 WAR, 30 extra base hits, and 30 steals so far this season. The center fielder is batting .299 with runners in scoring position and is 4 for 6 with the bases loaded, including a grand slam. And our last little factoid here for you folks is the Vandals rookie Muckers O'Houlihan is one of 2 players that has already struck out 100 times this season.
And we actually we looked up. I looked up anyway because I was curious about who the second one was. But we won't call them out. You can go look it up on the index if you're curious about that. But looking at these 2 teams, it looks like the sim seems to favor the Vandals over the Crabs. Crabs are having kind of a rough season for their TPE. I think. I think they probably expected to. I think a lot of people probably expected them to be better than their record dictates. But I do think that this team does have a lot of potential for the future. You're looking at players like Julio Ruiz, who's a fantastic player on the upswing. He's got 281 average already and still improving. But the Vandals also have a good future with even though they strike out a lot. Muckers O'Houlihan, one of the newer rookies to the organization. Those are 2 players to keep an eye on in the future of these 2 teams. But the prediction has been closed. Extra base hits. Looks like even split on the voters, but not the amount of channel points. The channel points say under 6.5 for extra base hits. We shall see how that plays out. But Blow Pop, if you don't mind, I'll take the Vandals bats on this one. If you,
I was gonna say you're gonna choose this one for sure.
Yeah. So if that would mean that you're taking us into game with Greg Digger Jr. on the mound, facing down the Providence Crabs starting lineup. Take it away, Blow Pop.
A crisp night in Vancouver as Yuto Kira Cloudera starts things off for Providence, batting .272 on the season so far with 14 home runs. Pretty good for the 1 spot. That'll be a strikeout on the 4th pitch of the ball game, unfortunately. Out number 1, nobody on yet, and that'll bring up Julio Ruiz. And that's deep contact, and he is going to take the Vandals' yard on the second at-bat of the game. Solo shot for Julio Ruiz, picking up that 18th home run of the season so far.
You heard the crack of the bat on that one and just knew it was gone.
That was maybe the loudest I've heard in this game for some reason. I don't know why. Krustis is going to fly out to right field along the line, and Slokening will ground out to second for a 1-2-3-4 inning, but unfortunately that 2 was a long ball to left field, so it's a 1-0 ball game at the bottom of the first.
We talked about Greg Digger Jr.'s home run per inning rate being one of the best of the PBE. That's going to suffer a little bit after that one. Ivy Leaf on the mound for Providence will immediately get Geronimo Scheidermay to fly out to straightaway center for the first out of the bottom of the first here. Jay Doctor will ground out to shortstop. Jagger Philly fan taking care of that one. And out Sack Lodge. That's going to be a base hit. Single for the catcher from Vancouver. And Vandals bats aren't quite done with this inning. Sam Andrews grounds out to second. Over to first, though, and that is going to be out number 3. Made to the top of the second. Providence still leads 1-0 here in Vancouver.
1-0, but one hit apiece. Each team has gotten at least a bat going a little bit. Bergamot Lemon is going to line into left field for a single base hit. That'll bring up Bruce Buckley, 1 on, nobody out. Strike 3 looking. That'll bring up the ice-cold magician Jagger Philly fan, and he will line out to center. Lemon has to stay at first. Cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter will strike out for out number 3, and we have our third consecutive 1-2-3-4 inning.
Quick question, is Wallaby Hickholmes a magician archetype as well?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was the archetype I was looking at for my new create. Ooh, that one can't... That one's not going to get over to first as Lemon has a bit of issues and didn't rule as an error. It will be an infield single for Magicomo. Dan King grounded out to second. Wild pitch, Magicomo advances to second. Herb Sessions gets a 4-pitch walk. And now we have first and second with 1 away. Toby McMuffin, high fly ball into left center. Taken care of by Cloudera. 2 outs. First and second for Muckers O'Houlihan, the young rookie for the Vandals. And that's going to be a base hit. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, and O'Houlihan on his way for second. And 2 Vandals are on their way to the plate. Safe. 2 RBI double for Muckers O'Houlihan. RBIs number 25 and 26 on the season for the rookie. Geronimo Scheider high fly ball into straightaway center, but almost at the track is Cloudera taking care of it. Vandals get 2 runs here on the 2 RBI double by Muckers. And Vandals take the lead here, 2-1, as we head to the top of the third.
Our first lead change of the game, and Jimmy Olsen's going to start things off in the top of the third with a ground out to second baseman. Yudakira Cloudera is going to hit a line shot with a diving catch made in center field. Jay Doctor showing how he got that 2.8 WAR we were talking about earlier. And Julio Ruiz will fly out to right field for a 1-2-3 inning. That'll send us down to the bottom of the third, still 2-1, Vancouver up.
And Jay Doctor doesn't get a lot of rest after that diving catch in center field. He's up to bat, but he will ground out to the pitchers, so he gets to watch the next couple of batters for the Vandals here in the bottom of the third. Zach Lodge with a base hit into left. That's his second single of the ball game. And he's off for second. Throw to second is late. Lodge safe with a stolen bag. Sam Andrews will fly that out to the right fielder Ruiz for the routine grab for Julio Ruiz. Andrea Magicomo, though, is going to get a base hit. That's going to drop in front of the left fielder Olsen. And Lodge is going to come around to score as Vancouver increases their lead to a 2-run lead. 3-1 is the score. Dan King all the way out, almost to the left fielder, is Philly fan running all the way out to grab that one. But the Vandals do add a run to their score here, 3-1, as we head to the top of the fourth.
Giannis Krustis is going to pop up to second base. It'll bring up Chipper Slokening to strike 3. 2 outs, nobody on for Bergamot Lemon, who was able to lace a single into left field last time up. It looks like he will not be able to do the magic again. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning. No change, still 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
And it'll be the bottom third of the Vandals order here. Sessions, McMuffin, O'Houlihan due up. Sessions grounds that to second base over to first. That's going to be out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Toby McMuffin will watch the 4th pitch go by out of the zone as he draws the 4-pitch walk. Muckers O'Houlihan already with a double in this game. I was going to say grounds to do a double play, but no relay throw. Looks like McMuffin, was it Sessions, broke up the play on the base paths there. Scheider may gets a double, but gets thrown out, advancing to third. Vandals do drive in a run, though, as it's now 4-1. Muckers O'Houlihan scoring from first. Top of the 5th coming up. 4-1 is the score. Vandals lead here in Vancouver.
Bruce Buckley is going to start things off by grounding out to the third baseman. That'll bring up Jagger Philly fan. 1 out, nobody on. He will ground to second base. Cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter, the last hope of the inning, and he will also ground out to second base. A second consecutive 1-2-3 inning put together by the Vancouver defense.
We head to the bottom of the 5th now. IU still pitching. It's going to be Jay Doctor getting that past the third baseman Buckley for a single into left field. Zach Lodge is going to watch as Doctor heads for second. safe with their 31 stolen base of the season. Lodge goes down swinging. And with a runner in scoring position and one away, it's going to be Sam Andrews. High fly ball into left center. That's going to be grabbed and taken care of by Jimmy Olsen. Andrea Maggiacomo lines that into left center, and that's going to ricochet off the top part of the wall. Maggiacomo safe at second with a double. Jay Doctor will score, making this game 5-1 now. Vandals putting up at least one run in each of their last 4 innings. And Dan King's going to get there on an infield hit, beating out the play. Herb Sessions, the fly out to left, though, will end the inning. So the Vandals put another run on the board. And now it's 5-1 as we head to the top of the 6th.
The lead has kept growing for each of the last 4 innings in a row. We're going to see if Providence can put anything together to try to get back at them. And your club there is going to go deep and do just that. 2-run shot after the walk. Makes this a 2-run ball game. And we still have 0 outs in the top of the 6th. Julio Ruiz coming up with an empty slate. Ground that to first, flip it on over to Greg Digger Jr. completing the play. Krustis, however, is going to get a gap shot, sliding double. Chipper Slokening is going to come up with 1 out, 1 runner on second. He will ground out to third. That'll bring up Bergamot Lemon, who will also ground out to third, leaving a runner stranded in scoring position, but not before a 2-run blast from the leadoff hitter is able to make this a 2-run ball game. 5-3, bottom of the 6th.
Providence really living by the long ball. All 3 of their runs coming from the homer. Toby McMuffin tries to launch one of his own, but can't quite get it out of the park. And will be a fly out to right. Muckers O'Houlihan, though, with his 2nd double of the day, will put himself into scoring position with 1 out for the top of the Vandals lineup. Scheidermay, grounder second, over to first. Easy play for the Providence defense. Jay Doctor with a runner 90 feet from the plate. It's going to ground that to shortstop, thrown on to first, and that's going to retire the side. Vandals get a runner to third, but they can't push him across, and now it's 5-3 as the Vandals go scoreless here in the bottom of the 6th for the first time since the first. Blow Poppy there.
I did not unmute myself. Jagger Philly fans going to take a walk after Bruce Buckley has a deep fly caught in right field. Base hit from a cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter up the left field line is going to put runners on first and second with 1 out. And then a ground into double play from Jimmy Olsen will end the inning. Still 5-3 as we head through the 7th inning stretch.
The Vandals looking to extend their 2-run lead here. With the heart of the order due up, Lodge, Andrews, Maggiacomo. Lodge grounds that to second, over to first for out number 1. Bark Murley has entered the game this inning and has already gotten 2 straight batters to ground out. Andrea Maggiacomo will follow suit with a ground out of their own right back to Murley. And Bark puts 3 groundouts on the board to keep the Vandals from getting any runners on the base paths. We head to the top of the 8th, still 5-3.
Top of the 8th, top of the order. Cloudera is going to take a walk. That'll bring up Julio Ruiz, runner on first, nobody out. Strike 3. Looking from Homura Fuji. Giannis Krustis is going to get a base hit to right field. Oh, and an overzealous base running decision by Cloudera is going to get him thrown out at third. Absolute cannon of an arm coming from O'Houlihan. Another base hit is going to advance Krustis from second on home. That's a 1-run ball game. 2 outs, runner on first for Bergamot Lemon, who will ground out, but not before Providence is able to claw their way back a little bit. 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
The Vandals certainly want to put a run on the board here to try and widen that gap of 1 run. Dan King launches that one into left field, but not quite enough to be a home run. Instead, it winds up as a fly out to Jimmy Olsen. Herb Sessions high fly ball into center field, but that's going to be an easy play by Cloudera. Toby McMuffin will go down on strikes looking. Vancouver goes down 1-2-3, but if they stop Providence here in the top of the 9th, they don't have to come up to bat again. 5-4 is the score.
3 outs to get 1 run, and Bruce Buckley is not going to start things off the right way. A ground out to second. Jagger Philly fan will strike out swinging. 2 outs. Cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter has to stay alive. We'll see if Homura Fuji can close out the game. And he can with a strikeout. A 1-2-3 inning to ice the ball game. Your Vancouver Vandals are going to take this one with a final score of 5-4. Only 1 lead change throughout the game. On Providence side of things, pretty even batting distribution with Giannis Cruces picking up 2 hits, nobody else getting more than 1. On Vancouver side, we're going to have a 2-for-4 day from Sack Lodge, a 3-for-4 day from Magiacomo, including 2 RBIs, and a 2-for-3 day from Muckers O'Houlihan, picking up 2 RBIs as well. Greg Digger Jr. is going to get the win, advancing to 11-3 on the season. 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, quality start, and a save issued to Homura Fuji as well. 2.0 innings, 1 earned run. Ivy Leaf is going to pick up the loss, depreciating to 1-12 on the year. 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Greg Digger Jr. in that quality start will be our player of the game, and it looks like we have 2 doubles for Vancouver and 1 double and 2 home runs for Providence, so that looks like it's only 5 extra base hits.
It's four doubles for Vancouver.
4 doubles? Oh.
Yeah, 2 from O'Houlihan, 1 from Magiacomo, and 1 from Shidermay. And then we have 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 on the extra base hits. 7. So just barely over. So the overs have it. We can go ahead and pay out that bet. We head around the rest of the league to take a look at some of these scores. Voyagers take down Maui 6-2. We have a 3-for-4 ball game from Ernie Harwell with an RBI on the side of the Makos. And on the side of New York, happy birthday to Shu, 3-for-4 with 2 RBIs. Kuntz adds a couple of RBIs as well. Port Torkelton gets the win for New York with a quality start, 2 runs on 6 innings pitched. Cletus McFlorida Man, the 3-inning save, their 5th of the season, and Salchicha falls to 3-10 with the loss from Maui. Tom Shu is going to be your player of the game.
How many RBIs did Kuntz get?
Kuntz got 2.
We have a slew of milestones to be on the lookout for here.
Oh yeah, he's 3 away from 500 now. He's getting close. Ooh.
The Boise Raptors are going to mollywomp the Buffalo Surge. 17-0 your final score. 8 runs in the 3rd inning and then 6 more in the last 2 just to be mean about it, I guess. Nobody from Buffalo gets more than 1 hit. Nobody from Buffalo except for Svanberg is going to be on base more than once. On Boise side of things, we have a 2-for-4 day from Bridget Westfall with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. A 1-for-2 day from Andrew Oram with 3 runs and 5 RBIs, thanks to 2 walks, as well as a 3-for-5 day from Petra Sabor with 2 runs, 3 RBIs. There's a lot of offense from them, is what I'm getting at. Andrew Lucas is going to pick up the win, advancing above 500 to 9-8. 8 innings of shutout ball pitched, only allowing 1 walk and 5 hits, and then Perry Hodder closes out the game. You Need to Calm Down is going to take the loss, going to 6-9. Nice 2.1 innings, 8 earned runs, and Andrew Oram with those 5 RBIs is going to be our player of the game.
Sloths take down the Aviators here. 5-3 is the final. Trevin Knight with 2 home runs on the game, going 2-for-3, crossing the plate 3 times and knocking in 2. Jared Gofford goes 3-for-4 with a pair of RBIs as well on the San Antonio side. Outer Banks has a 3-for-4 ball game from Dub City, and Litteris goes 2-for-4 with 3 runs knocked in. Walker Cato takes the loss, while John Rayner gets the win, and Alex Johnson gets their 3rd save of the season. Trevin Knight is going to be your player of the game for this one.
New Orleans Rougarous are going to topple the Indianapolis Apex with final score 7-5. We have a 3-for-4 performance coming out of J.R. Cook, as well as 2-for-3 day from Brew and 2-for-4 from Geronimo. Over on Indy's side of things, we have a 2-for-4 day from Zach Mouse. Nobody else getting more than 1 hit. And McDougal's going to pick up the win. 10-2 on the season, 6.2 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Wright will get the hold, 0.2 innings, 0 earned runs, 1 unearned. And Jose 43 will pick up the save, 1.2 innings of nothing ball in the end of the game. Doug Dangley is going to get the loss, 4 innings, 7 earned runs, and J.R. Cook will be our player of the game. Jose 43 gets one closer to 6th all time. And can we go take a look at Paulo Di Stefano again? No hits, never mind.
And then we have the Death Valley Scorpions taking on and taking down the Sarasota Supernovas. 7-2 is the final. 12 hits from Death Valley, 3 of which were from Elliot Alderson, going 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Chris Jacob, 3 for 4 with an RBI as well. Sarasota has 2 hit ball games from Junie Panda and ENL Bogescu. Bogescu 6 RBIs away from 500, now down to 5 RBIs away from 500 career. Justin Sims gets the win for Death Valley, while Baxter and Preston get holds. And the other Baxter, Kendrick Baxter, will take the loss for Sarasota. Elliot Alderson is your player of the game.
Detroit is going to beat Seattle 5-2. A 2 for 4 outing from Victor Herrera, as well as 2 for 4 from Jimmy Blamo. Over on Seattle side of things, nobody is going to have a multi-hit performance, though Barker does go 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Molly Mitchell's going to start things off for Detroit. No decision. Dirk Diglett will pick up the win at the end. 7-2 on the year for him. 2.1 innings, 0 earned runs. Over on Seattle side of things, we're going to have Jackson DeMarco picking up the loss. 2 innings, 1 earned run after Maddox starts with 6 innings, 2 earned runs. Molly Mitchell, despite the no decision, will be our player of the game with a 6-inning, 2 earned run performance.
And the last game of the majors today will be the Nashville Stars taking down the Cancun Toros 8-6. All the runs for Nashville coming in the last 3 innings of the ball game. So Cancun has 6-0 lead there. 2 hits each on the side of Cancun for Witt, McCoy, and Batista, and Wallaby Hickholmes has a couple of RBIs. Nashville goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs from Zach Johnson, and has a 4 for 5 ball game with an RBI and a run scored from Bongo Lulango. Law gets the win for Nashville, while Seagripper gets the save. Shu gets a hold for Cancun, while Gunk gets credited with the loss and the blown save, falling to 3-8 on the season. Zach Johnson will be your player of the game for that one. And down to the minors to see that there are no games on the
Can we take
schedule.
a peek at Gustav Beauregard and see
Yeah.
if he got a steal that game?
Let's see. Nope, just Cook. He tried.
Okay.
He got caught stealing.
Bummer.
So no games in the minors. All games in the majors finished. So we'll go ahead and finish off today. And our next primetime game is going to be Detroit taking on Seattle. We'll go ahead and bring up the head-to-heads here as we get a prediction going. I think the sim tends to favor Detroit here a little bit.
I am inclined to
in the
believe so as
head-to-heads.
well.
Yeah. This is going to be an uphill battle, I feel like, for the Sea Serpents. Like, not even looking at the stats right yet. You know, the Seattle Sea Serpents, great future of the team. However, right now they're not quite there yet. They're on the build, and they will absolutely get there if they all keep earning and keep improving. But as of right now, it's too early for them. It's a little bit too early of their window. Meanwhile, Detroit has a lot of players that are either in the first season of regression or in their peak season. They're right in that competitive window. So, but what are you seeing here, Blow Pop, between these two teams?
I'm seeing one high caliber team that's underperformed and one low caliber team that's about properly performed. So, like you were saying earlier, and like the game is displaying with these icons, it should be most likely pretty lopsided. The Demons are starting the stream entrenched in the second wildcard spot. They're leading Death Valley by 9 games and trailing the Apex by 9 games. So that's almost a lock at this point in the season. After a 39-16 start to the season, the Demons have gone 19-21 in the months of June and July. So far, pitching has unsurprisingly been the key to Detroit's success this year. Their 552 hits allowed is the best in the Champions Conference, and they have 8 shutouts so far, which is number 1 in the PBE. Seattle, on the other hand, is finishing with the fewest hits with the fewest wins in the PBE this season so far, and are on pace to increase their loss total to 81 games this season. There have only been 4 teams in the history of the PBE that have lost more than 81 games in a season. The Serpents entered this scene having lost 6 of the last 8 against the Demons, and so far against the Demons they've been outscored 41 to 26. So it's still pretty high scoring affairs whenever these two teams have gone head to head so far. Seattle's catcher's defense has been solid as they have thrown out the most batters this season, 41 on 126 attempts, for a caught stealing percentage of 32 and a half.
All right. Well, it looks like the prediction has closed. Over under stolen bases 4.5 is the number that we're looking at. 59% of the votes are going for the over, while 41% going for the under. We'll be watching those runners on the base paths, seeing if they're able to beat out the throw from the catcher. But I think we're about ready to head on into game, Blow Pop. Do you have a preference on which team you want to take in terms of batting?
I do not. It is up to you once more.
All right. Well, why don't I take the underdog? So that means you'll bring us into game with the projected favorite by the head-to-heads, that being the Detroit Demons, facing off against the pitcher Balls. So go ahead and take it away, Blow Pop.
Nicholson Dimes is going to come up to the plate against Harry Balls in Seattle. Sunny day. The stadium is apparently opened up. First pitch thrown, or first pitch animated, and that'll be a fly out from Dimes to right field. Ben Stackenpaper up next will ground out to the catcher. Ben Stackenpaper has also provided us with great stats tonight, so shout out to Ben. And Victor Herrera is going to line out to left field. That'll complete a 1-2-3 inning for Detroit to start things off. No action so far as we head to the bottom of the first.
And not just Ben Stackenpaper, but Casey Colby as well has some stats for us that we'll be looking at in the New Orleans-New York game a little bit further down the line today. But Davis Campbell is going to lead off Seattle with a single into center. However, that single is immediately going to get erased off the base paths as Adam Malott grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. Native Fartinghouse goes down and strikes, and the Sea Serpents head back to the dugout to get their gloves on for the Detroit Bats in the top of the second coming up.
Haywood Dinkle going to start things off with a walk. That'll bring up Carlos Crashwagon with a runner on first, nobody out. He'll bloop one up to the first baseman who gets called off by the second baseman. That'll be borderline infield fly. A deep fly to right field. Warning track power won't be enough to get out. And that is our second out of the inning. That brings up Stretch Armstrong for strike number 3, leaving Dinkle stranded on first base.
It's going to be the cleanup hitter Santana Cruz, the center fielder for Seattle, due up here first, and he will ground out to the second baseman Danny B for the first out of the bottom of the second. James Barker goes down on strikes on the 2-2 pitch and swinging right through it. John Dowd, the catcher, is going to be due up, steps into the batter's box to face down Vaughn. That's going to be grounded up the middle. Shortstop throw on to first. Barely beats him out. That's going to be out number 3 as we head to the top of the third. Still no score here in Seattle.
Start things off in the top, and Stanley Yelnats is going to line one to right field, and this one is out of here. Solo home run from Stanley. Detroit picks up the first lead for either team of the ball game, breaking the tie. 1-0 so far, nobody out here in the third inning. Jimmy Blamo is going to fly out to left field. That'll bring up Nicholson Dimes, who picks up a base hit to right. Ben Stackenpaper is going to have one out, one on to deal with, and Stackenpaper will strike out. That'll bring up Victor Herrera, who's going to zing one past the first baseman. That looks like it'll be a comfortable double. He's stretching it to 3. And it looks like he picked up an RBI triple for himself, getting Dimes all the way home from first. Dinkle will take another walk. Great patience so far this game. Carlos Crashwagon has runners on the corners, and he will strike out, leaving 2 on base, but not before Detroit is able to pick up 2 runs for themselves this inning. 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third has the bottom third of the Seattle Sea Serpents lineup due up here. Archibald Thurgood Sassafras the third goes down, strikes. It's going to be Scruff McGruff, the right fielder, with the base paths empty and one away. Grounder on the left-hand side. Pitcher throws it on to first for out number 2. Harry Stocks now. Watch that one go by on the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Ricky Vaughn as we head to the top of the 4th. Detroit still up 2-0.
Danny B is going to get one in the gap in right center. That looks like it's going to be a double comfortably. Stretching it to 3, but an absolute cannon of a throw coming out of right field from Scruff McGruff is going to get him picked off at third. A little greedy there. Stretch Armstrong will pick up a walk. And Stanley Yelnats will watch a pitch go by as Stretch picks up a steal and advances on an error. Strike 3 for Stanley Yelnats. That'll bring up Jimmy Blamo. Runner on third, 2 outs. And he will ground it to second. Seattle able to convert. No harm done off the error, but still scary to see happen.
Absolutely. Top of the order coming up for Seattle here in the bottom of the 4th. Davis Campbell will get a base hit. He is now 2 for 2 on the ball game. Adam Malott will watch as Campbell takes off for second and gets gunned down by Crash Wagon. Caught stealing there. Adam Malott is going to foul that one out. It's going to be Farting House, the DH. Grounder shortstop over to first. And that's going to end the bottom of the 4th. No runs across on a hit for Seattle. It's still 2-0 Demons over the Sea Serpents.
Top of the 5th, top of the order. Nicholson Dimes going to start things off with a base hit right up the middle. Picking up a single for himself. Then Stack and Paper will follow suit. Says that looks like a good idea. I'll do the same thing. Nicholson Dimes able to advance over to third. Runners on the corners, and another stolen base attempt coming out of Stack and Paper, but he will be caught. Then a diving catch made in center that will allow Dimes to tag up and score. We have 2 outs, bases empty for Haywood Dinkle, who will pop up to shortstop, and that will end the inning, but not before Dimes is able to make his way around the bases for another run.
It's going to be Santana Cruz, followed by Barker and Dowd, due up here in the bottom of the 5th. Cruz goes down, strikes as Ricky Vaughn records his 5th strikeout of the game. James Barker, high fly ball into left center field, all the way back to the track is Stack and Paper, and he'll put the glove on it for out number 2. John Dowd goes down and strikes, as Ricky Vaughn strikes out number 6 on the day to end the bottom of the 5th. We get to the top of the 6th now, 3-0.
Crash Wagon hits a laser to third, who scoops it up nicely for out number 1. Danny B coming up to the plate. Will take a base on balls. No longer against balls, as Gristle McThornbody has come in to pitch. Fly out to center from Stretch Armstrong will be out number 2, and Stanley Yelnats will hit a little dribbler to second, who jogs on over and taps the bag for the force at second.
It's going to be the bottom third of the order due up once again for the Sea Serpents here in the bottom of the 6th. Thurgood Sassafras goes down, strikes as Ricky Vaughn racks up strikeout number 7 on the day. Scruff McGruff, the right fielder now, lines that into left field, and that's going to drop in front of Nicholson Dimes for a base hit. McGruff with a single, and Harry Stocks will draw a walk on the 3-1 pitch. So now we have first and second for Davis Campbell, who's already 2 for 2 on the day. Grounder first over to second for 1. No relay throw made, so that's just going to be ruled as a fielder's choice. Malott launches that, but it's going to land foul. My goodness, that had a lot of power behind it. But he's going to fly weakly into right field for out number 3. 2 base runners in the inning, but Seattle fails to score. 3-0, top of the 7th.
3-run deficit, 3 innings to go. Jimmy Blamo is going to call his shot and swing on strike 3. Nicholson Dimes, however, is going to hit an absolute laser to left. That thing was maybe 20 feet off the ground and still cleared the wall.
Wow.
370 feet, and it got there in a hurry. 1-run home run from Nicholson Dimes, having himself a day. Ben Stack and Paper will fly to center for out number 2. That'll bring up Victor Herrera, bases empty with 2 outs. And a fly to left field, but not before Nicholson Dimes gives the Detroit Demons a little bit more breathing room with a one-run shot.
In time for the stretch as we head to the bottom of the seventh. Seattle still looking to put a run on the board against Ricky Vaughn. Anita Fartinghouse will ground it out to second to lead off the bottom of the seventh here. Santana Cruz, high pop fly in front of the catcher, but the shortstop Armstrong is going to run all the way in and take care of that. James Barker, routine fly ball to right center field, and Yale Nats is going to snag it for out number 3. We head to the top of the eighth. Still no score for the Seattle Sea Serpents, but Detroit leads 4-0.
Haywood Dinkle starts things off for Detroit with a fly to left center, center left, whichever you prefer. Carlos Crashwagon is icy cold, and he's going to fly out to the right center gap. It'll bring up Danny B. 2 outs, nobody on. Strike 3. 1-2-3 inning put together by Gristle McThornbody and company. We still have a 4-run ball game as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
Now it's going to be John Dowd due up for the Sea Serpents. They want to put at least a run or two on the board here against Thomas Palmer, the new pitcher. They can't leave it all to the bottom of the ninth. John Dowd will get on board with a single. Sassafras grounds to third, over to second for 1. No relay throw, so a fielder's choice for Thurgood Sassafras. Pickoff attempt, and he's out! He got caught sleeping a few steps off the bag, and now Scruff McGruff is going to ground out to Palmer. And that is going to retire the side. We head to the top of the ninth. Detroit looking to extend their lead one last time before Seattle gets one more crack at it in the bottom of the ninth.
A 1-2-3 inning built the hard way. Fletcher Armstrong is going to start things off with a fly to deep second. Stanley Yelnats will ground out to short. That'll bring up Jimmy Blamo, the last hope for Detroit to keep the inning alive. He is out on strike 3. Seattle has 1 inning to get 4 or more runs. See what they can do.
Will it be too little too late, or will we see an upset walk-off? Harry Stocks goes down on strikes. 3 pitches is all it took for Thomas Palmer to send Stocks back to the bench. Davis Campbell goes down on strikes as well. This one needing 4 pitches, though. That's going to be the second strikeout on the day for Thomas Palmer. Adam Malott, ice cold according to the sim. Bases empty, 2 outs, down 4, and Thomas Palmer strikes out the side in order for the Demons to put this one into the win column. 4-0 is the final. Ricky Vaughn looking solid on the day. What isn't looking solid is the Seattle Bats. Davis Campbell with 2 hits, the only one with more than 1. 4 hits total on the day for the Sea Serpents. Detroit has a 3-for-4 ball game with 3 runs across and 1 RBI from Nicholson Dimes and 2 RBIs from Victor Herrera. Vaughn gets the win with 7 shutout innings, giving up only 3 hits and a walk. Balls takes their 15th loss of the season, and Ricky Vaughn will be your player of the game.
Your Vancouver Vandals are able to take another one off of the Providence Crabs. 5-1 final score. Lead taken in the first and never looked back. Providence has their first 2 batters getting multi-hit days. Cladera and Ruiz both going 2 for 4. On Vancouver side of things, we have 4 multi-hit days from Scheidermay, Lodge, Andrews, and McMuffin, each getting 2 hits apiece. 2 runs in there for Scheidermay as well. Evans is going to take the loss. 7 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Tachibana will come in at the end of the game to no avail. On Vancouver side of things, Emilia Takahashi is going to pick up the win. 7.1 innings, 1 earned run, advancing to 5-6 on the year. Silliams will show up to say hi, and then Lung will pick up the save at the end. 0.1 innings of nothing. Emilia Takahashi and that quality start will be our player of the game.
And New York will take down the Makos after the Makos took a 2-0 lead in the first 3 innings. But the final score is going to be 6-3 in favor of New York. 3 for 4 day for Philip Stein, 2 for 4 for Dawson Jr., each with an RBI. New York, 2 for 4 day for Tom Shue with 3 runs scored, 2 runs knocked in. And Daytona and Pretzelman will also knock in a couple each. Whole Horse gets the win. Kevin Choate the save, their 12th of the season for New York. Michael Knightrider takes the loss for Maui, while Tom Shue gets another player of the game.
The Outer Banks Aviators are going to pick up their 53rd win of the season, 7-2 the final score against the San Antonio Sloths. The leadoff 3 bats for Outer Banks were pretty cold, but luckily the rest of their order was able to pick up the pace a little bit, especially Klaus Bergen-Cannon going 3 for 3 with 3 runs and 4 RBIs and a walk. Have yourself a day, kid. Dan Halen's going to go 2 for 4, and so is Linus Riverboat. On San Antonio side of things, only Stan Antonio is going to have more than 1 hit, although Sweedot is going to go 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Beaumont will pick up the win, 8.2 innings, 8 earned runs, only 1 walk and 6 hits allowed, and Sky will close out the game. On San Antonio side of things, Greer will pick up the loss, 6.1 innings, 4 earned runs, and Klaus Bergen-Cannon, with that perfect game, is going to be our player of the game.
Boise Raptors take down the Buffalo Surge here 7-2. Out hitting them 12-7. 3 for 4 ball game, 3 RBIs for Johnny Pluto. Parker Beecham gets a couple of RBIs as well. Buffalo has 2 hit ball games each from Scott Poe and Bjorn Svanberg, both of them picking up an RBI apiece, being the only 2 RBIs on the side of Buffalo. Jack Rillo gets the loss, falling to 3-12, only recording 1 out on the day. Vivi Zielman gets the win for Boise, improving to 8-6, and Johnny Pluto will be your player of the game. Oh, wow.
The Nashville Stars are going to beat the Cancun Toros 4-2 with all 4 of their runs coming in the top of the 9th. Heartbreak City down in Mexico, it looks like. 2 for 3 day from Cade Munson, as well as a 2 for 3 day from BJ Foe, being the multi-hit days out of Nashville. On Cancun side of things, only Ernie Witt has more than 1 hit, going 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBIs. For Nashville, Kuramochi's going to pick up the win, advancing to 10-3 on the year, 8.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and Shigeno is going to pick up the save with 1 pitch. Not bad efficiency there. For Cancun, the loss and the blown save are going to be issued to Tony Gunk. 4 earned runs in the top of the 9th, 0.2 innings, after Villagetti went 8 innings of shutout ball. Villagetti, despite the loss, not issued to him, but despite the loss, will be our player of the game.
I like how Shigeno probably pitched more warming up in the bullpen than actually in the game.
Got real calibrated back there.
6-5 is the final score as the Apex take down the Rougarou here. 3 for 4 ball game for J.R. Cook with an RBI. Chris Brew knocks in 2. Indianapolis has a 5 RBI game for Ben Dover, who has a grand slam in the 7th. As well as another RBI, probably from maybe a sac fly. No, it doesn't say sac fly. That's weird. Maybe grounded. Does a grounded to double play count as an RBI if it knocks a run in? I don't know. Maybe.
Probably.
That might have been it. Shifty Lagoose gets the win for Indianapolis. Tro No Hands gets their 10th save on the season. Derek Jeter the loss on the blown save for New Orleans. And Ben Dover is your player of the game.
Looks like Death Valley is going to topple the Sarasota Supernovas 3-2 final score. Not much of a topple, just a gentle push. Stretch McGibbon's going to go 3 for 4, and Chris Jacob is going to go 2 for 4. The only multi-hit outings coming from the Scorpions. Over on Sarasota's side of things, Stevens is going to go 2 for 4 as well. Let's see. Bagescu is on our watch list for what is Bagescu?
For RBIs.
RBIs. No dice. Okay. Bill the Hill is going to pick up the loss for Sarasota, 5.0 innings to start things off with 3 earned runs. And Remy Ratatouille is going to get the win, Baxter the hold, and Johnson the save, all 3 getting something in the credit column, with Ratatouille going 6.2 innings, 1 earned run for a quality start, earning him the player of the game.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Chad. No, RBI does not, like, double plays do not count as RBI. So maybe it might have been a ground out? I don't know. I don't know how he got the 5th one. But that's what I thought. That's what I thought, but it just seemed weird to me. Kingpins over the Dynamos, 6-3 is the final. 2-hit day for Nelson Cook on the side of Dallas. And 3 RBIs scattered amongst the lineup. Chicago gets 2 RBIs each for Hayden Andrews and Hudson Lane. Mitch the T-Rex will get their 7th win of the season, while Lil Smoothie Vert gets the hold, and Multi-Ow Pele gets their 6th save with 2 perfect innings. Lefty Bones falls to 4-8 on the season for Dallas, while Hayden Andrews gets the player of the game. Sac fly, I think, usually shows up in the box score, Musha.
Yeah, I think so. State College Swifties are going to beat the Louisville Lemurs, a battle of different alliterations, 4-3. Your final score. 2-for-4 outing from DeRosa and a 3-for-4 outing from Johnson with 2 runs and 2 RBIs, as well as Blaine Caspace going 2-for-3 at the bottom of the lineup. Over on Louisville's side of things, Forrest Gump is going to pick up 3 hits for himself, nobody else getting more than 1. 5 pitchers chewed through for State College, but it was enough to get the job done as Strikeout picks up the win, and Stelling and T2 each get holds, and Khan gets the save. Lots of decisions being handed out here. Chinapi's going to get the loss for Louisville, 6.0 innings, 4 earned runs, and Zay Johnson will be our player of the game.
Just realized we didn't give a final answer on the predictions for the Demons Sea Serpents game. I think we were on the under. Yeah, it looks like only one stolen base, that being from Stretch Armstrong in that one. So the unders will take the prediction there. Back to the minor box scores. Kansas City Hepcats down the Anchorage Wheelers here 10-9. High scoring game, high hitting game, 22 hits total. 3-for-5 day for Zarin Pryor, the center fielder, with 5 RBIs, including a grand slam in the 8th inning. Dustin Johnson, the catcher for Kansas City, will get 3 RBIs as well on a 1-for-3 ball game. Anchorage has a 3-for-4 day from Bobby Roode and 3 RBIs from Sneaky Sneck. While Copeland and Condor each pick a couple of RBIs up as well. Acho blows the save for Anchorage, while Petey Rizzo gets their 3rd loss. O'Sullivan blows the save for Kansas City, while Big Sexy gets credited with their 4th win of the season. Zarin Pryor is going to be your player of the game.
My Amarillo Armadillos are going to pick up a win against the Brew City Bears 4-0 in shutout fashion. For Brew City, we have 5 total hits, but 2 of them come from Stevie Steven, 2 of them come from Emerson. A lot of starvation for the rest of the team on Amarillo's side of things. Johnson's going to go 3-for-5 with 1 run and 3 RBIs. Mo is going to go 2-for-3, and Hawkins will go 3-for-3 with 1 run, 1 RBI, and a walk thrown in for good measure. Hang Stu DeWright is going to pick up the loss for Brew City. 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 1 unearned. And for Amarillo, Jim Daweg is going to pick up the win. 9-4 on the season so far. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. The hold goes to Itchy Nose, and the save goes to Mrazek. And Daweg, with that 7-inning shutout start, is going to be our player of the game.
And the last minors game for August 1st is going to be a W for the Florida Flamingos. 8-6 is the final. 4-for-5 ball game with 2 RBIs and 2 runs at the top of the order for Ignacio Encarnacion from California. Saw Seiko also picking up a pair of RBIs. But Florida has 3 hit ball games from Bufflin and Gar. Bufflin knocking in 3, Gar knocking in 2, and Jeff the Giraffe goes 2-for-4 with a pair of RBIs as well. Baller Jr. Gets the win and the blown save for Florida, while Sad Pepe gets their 7th save. And Aaron Beckett will take the loss for California, falling to 2-4, but Babe Bufflin will be your player of the game.
And before we advance to the next day, can we go back and look at New Orleans to see if Beauregard got a steal and or how many hits, if any, DeStefano Jr. got?
DeStefano got 1, and Beauregard did have 1 stolen base.
That means Gustav Beauregard has now gotten 400 career steals. Congratulations.
Wow. Congratulations to KC, to Gustav Beauregard. 47 on the season already. That's pretty impressive. Still got a week to go there, KC. You might want to save a little bit of gas for the tank. That's going to do it for August 1st and into August 2nd, which is going to be a quick sim day. No majors games, but we do have some minors games. So I'll go ahead and start off with Blow Pop taking the first one.
The Chicago Kingpins are going to beat the Dallas Dynamos 6-1 as the final score. The lead taken entirely in the first 3 innings of the game. For Chicago, we're going to have 2 multi-hit performances from Ann, Chovy, and Lane, and everybody other than Cleary at the bottom of the order is going to pick up at least 1 hit. For Dallas, we also have 2 multi-hit performances coming out of them, with Spencer and McGee each going 2-for-4. Ivy Bell is going to pick up the win for Chicago. Inkerbill.
Yep.
is going to pick up the win for Chicago. 3-8 on the season. 6.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and over for Dallas, Miller's going to pick up the loss, 3.1 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. Anchor Bell will be our player of the game with that quality start.
Dillo Armadillos take down the Bears here 7-1, out hitting them 13-4. Two hit ball games for half the lineup for Amarillo. If I had to pick one though, I'm looking at Big Barnold, 2 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBI. Bruce City only has 1 RBI, that coming from Stevie Steve on a 1 for 4 ball game. Eddie George takes their third loss for the Bears, while Harley Fank gets their 7th win for the Dillos, while Bear closes it out against the Brew City Bears. Harley Fank will be your player of the game, with that solid start of 7.1 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits and 4 walks, and striking out 4.
The Louisville Lemurs are going to play a little bit of revenge ball here and pick up a win 8-6 over State College. For State College, only 1 multi-hit outing coming from Pazza, going 2 for 5 with 1 run and 1 RBI. Although there are also 2 different 2 RBI performances coming from Johnson and Sportello. On Louisville side of things, we have a 2 for 4 day from Ruben Ramirez, as well as a 2 for 4 day from Diddle McGee, and a 3 for 4 day from Miles Burrow with 1 run and 2 RBIs as well. Claflin is going to pick up the loss for State College, 4.1 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. Roxas will get the win, advancing to 500 on the season at 9-9, 7.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 1 unearned run. Fujisaki gets no credit, and then Tsunami will pick up a hold, and Price will pick up a save. Roxas will be our player of the game with that quality start. 3 quality start player of the games in a row.
And we have Hepcats taking down the Wheelers in a marathon of a ball game. 5-4 is the final over 13 innings. Game is tied at 4 after regulation, and allowed both teams to pick up a total of 29 hits on the day. 3 for 6 for Nigel Ortega, and as well as Jacob Minion and Jet Stargasm on the side of Kansas City. Anchorage has 2 RBIs on a 2 for 6 ball game from Krzysztof Kropotkrasov, and 2 hits as well from Sanders, Condor, Sneck, and Vladimir Porter. Dog gets the hold, Rizzo the blown save, Balto the loss. Hankey gets the win for Kansas City, and Athena Aria will be your player of the game. 5.1 innings pitched, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits and a walk for the Anchorage Wheelers in the loss.
The Bird Bowl has happened. Florida Flamingos topple the California Firehawks. Final score 8-4. 3 for 5 day from Stand Up. 2 for 5 day from Bark Bark Wolf Ruff. 3 for 5 day from Bufflin with 2 runs. 2 for 4 from Yuppers. 2 for 5 from Giraffe. Oof, that's a lot. Well, on California side of things, though, they were not slouching either. 2 for 5 day from Encarnacion. 2 for 4 from Sloth Seiko. 3 for 4 from Tree. And a 2 for 3 from Jardine at the bottom of the order there. Kagamine is going to get no decision, 6.2 innings start with 4 earned runs. The win will be picked up by Royd Walrus, 2.1 innings, 0 earned runs. On California side of things, they will chew through 4 total pitchers, but Branson will pick up the loss, 2.1 innings in relief, 3 earned runs, and Bubba Tree will be our player of the game.
August the 2nd is done. We'll head on into August the 3rd, and we have another primetime game for you today. It's going to be New Orleans taking on New York. Rougarous against the Voyagers here. Looking at the head-to-heads, it's actually fairly even. Looks like Rougarou have the slight advantage. We have a few stat notes courtesy of Casey Colby. As we get the prediction going, everyone be sure to get your prediction in. Over, under, home runs 3.5 is the prediction. Voyagers, number 1 team in the Legends for home runs allowed, but that is largely because they've only played the Rougarou twice. New Orleans is currently 2-0 against New York and outscored them 17-5, driven largely by 7 home runs over those 2 games. It's over 10% of all the home runs the Voyagers have allowed this year. So a very relevant prediction for this matchup. For New York, this will be the 14th home game of Fumikage Tokiyami's 19 starts so far this year. He's currently 8-2 when pitching at home and has allowed only 5 home runs in those 13 previous starts. DH Rusty Kuntz and first baseman Tom Shu, each coming to this game with an OPS over 1, and are 2 of the 8 Voyagers to already have double-digit home runs. New Orleans, Rougarou are currently on pace to score 696 runs this season, which would be a PBE record, breaking the current record of 695 set by Death Valley in season 21. And they will need those runs tonight as Mazeroski has struggled this season with a 4.1 ERA and a record of 5-6. For comparison, New Orleans' other starters are a combined 30 and 10. The top 5 of their lineup combined for 321 RBIs, which would be 5th in the league if they were a separate team. That's an interesting one. He just took the top 5 batters from New Orleans.
They
Wow.
slap,
Yeah,
apparently.
no kidding. So, what are you noticing here as we finish up the predictions? Below Bob,
It's
any stats
it's a more even
popping?
split than I would think. Just I have New Orleans and OBX as like the two juggernaut teams in the league, so it's a little more evenly distributed in terms of at least the team logos down the middle there compared to what I was expecting.
Absolutely. Over under home runs prediction has closed. The majority of voters and votes are heading for the under. A lot of people thinking that these two pitchers in Tokuyami and Mazeroski are going to be able to limit the amount of damage done by the long ball in this one. Um, let's see. I'm seeing a lot of high averages against Tokuyami for New Orleans. You got 364 and 55 plate appearances for Beauregard, 357 for Stefano Jr. and 56 plate appearances, 357 and 28 appearances for Hamed. While New York doesn't seem to have faced Mazeroski quite as often. The most plate appearances looking to be Benny Rodriguez going 4 for 15 against Mazeroski. I'm guessing that's they faced each other probably more in the minors. I think they're probably around the same regression or same or similar regression class era. But that's gonna do it for the prediction and the pregame. We're gonna head on into game. Blow Pop, do you have a preference on which one you want to take?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I've done the home team twice now, so I'll take the Rougarou, I guess, and bring us into game with Fumikage Tokiyami on the mound against the Rougarou batting order. Some real juggernauts in this lineup. Gustav Beauregard, the left fielder, is going to be due up first, hitting 356 average on the season so far. And he'll be facing down Fumikage Tokiyami for the first at-bat of the ball game. Beauregard grounding out to the shortstop. Pretzelman fires that on to first. That's going to be DeStefano Jr. High fly ball into right field, but it's going to be a can of corn for Kirk Swerve. J.R. Cook lines that right to Kirk Swerve again. He has to hustle a little bit more this time, but he'll be able to put those two away back to back. And we head to the bottom of the first with no score here in New York.
It's been a long time since I've heard the old can of corn line. That was kind of fun throwback. Kevin Hunter's going to start things off with a walk. That'll bring up Rusty Kuntz, another player on our watch list. Rusty is going to hit into a double play, unfortunately. That'll bring up Kirk. Swerve! Base hit past the shortstop. Tom Shu coming up to the plate. Shu is in the chat. Happy birthday, Shu. That'll be a ground out to shortstop to end the inning. 0-0 after 1.
It's heading into the top of the second. With the heart of the Rougarou order due up, Vidal Valor goes down and strikes to Tokiyami. And it's going to be Hamed and Brew due up next. Now it's Hamed. Rounds that to first. Tom Shu taking it himself for out number 2. Christopher Brew will line it right to Shu, and he'll do the exact same thing that he did back-to-back outs unassisted for the first baseman from New York. As the Rougarou go down 1-2-3, heading to the bottom of the second.
Want to see me run to first and back? Want to see me do it again? That'll be a strikeout to start the inning off for Barbados Slim. Benny Rodriguez is going to take a walk. That'll bring up Jackie Daytona. 1 on, 1 out.
Oh.
Deep fly. Warning track power.
Wow.
But not quite enough juice to get over. And a strike 3 will end the inning. Another runner stranded on first base. Still 0-0 after 2.
It's going to be Richie Bonanza up first here. He grounds out to the shortstop Pretzelman. Todd Hafner goes down and strikes as Tokiyami records strikeout number 2 on the day. Alejandro Geronimo, the center fielder, due up. And that's going to be grounded past Pretzelman, and that will be the first hit of the ball game for New Orleans. Geronimo on board with a single. He heads off for second and easily gets there. 24 for 35 on the season for stolen bases is Geronimo. But Gustav Beauregard goes down swinging on the screwball to retire the side. Still nothing across for New Orleans. We head to the bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third, bottom of the order, W.E. Demboise is going to start things off with a fly to left field, easily tracked down. That'll send us to Kevin Hunter at the top of the order, who will ground out to second. Rusty Kuntz at the plate will fly to center, who maybe had to move about 3 feet in order to catch that one.
And it's going to be DeStefano Jr., Cook, and Valor due up here in the top of the fourth against Tokiyami. DeStefano Jr. will get a hit. Rounded first, looked like he was heading for second, but decides he's going to wait until the next batter, but gets gunned down by Barbados Slim. Caught stealing is DeStefano Jr. And J.R. Cook's going to fly out to left for out number 2. Vidal Valor follows up with a strikeout, and despite allowing a base runner, New Orleans goes down very quietly here in the top of the fourth.
Kirk Swerve is going to start things off for New York with what looks to be a solo shot, but is also robbed at the back of the warning track. 2 so far, those from New York. Looks like they need to bring that outfield wall in about a foot, like Daytona said in Twitch chat. Barbados Slim is going to pick up a double for himself. 2 outs, runner on second. That'll be a fly to left from Rodriguez to end the inning. Still 0-0 after 4 innings.
All I'm going to say, New York, is this is your own ballpark. You have no one to blame but yourselves. Naz Hamed, high fly ball into center field. Diving catch is going to be Kevin Hunter. Take care of that one for out number 1. And a sliding catch by Kevin Hunter, back-to-back spectacular plays in center field. Richie Bonanza will get a base hit into left. Ruger bats aren't quite done with this inning. It's going to be Todd Hafner lining that down the line in left field. That's going to be a double for Hafner. Maybe could have made a play at the plate there to try and gun down Bonanza, but he does score, and New Orleans takes the first lead of this ball game here, 1-0. Geronimo base hit into left center, 1 hops and off the wall. Geronimo at second with an RBI double, scoring Hafner. Now it's 2-0 Rougarou, and Gustav Beauregard will draw the walk. It's starting to get a little bit out of hand here, and I want to start considering pulling Tokiyami. Long deep drive to straightaway center to Stefano Jr. 455 feet on the tape measure, and now New Orleans is up 5-0. This one got out of hand in a hurry, and that one might close the ball game on close the book on Tokiyami's day, and it does. Cantaloupe Crocodile enters the game to face down J.R. Cook, who flies out to shallow right field. Might have been 1 pitch too late on the pull for the starting pitcher. We head to the bottom of the 5th. New Orleans now up 5-0.
Eldorian and Phillies fan giving a stern pep talk after the 4th, saying, "You gotta score to win." And it looks like they listened. 2 quick outs coming out of the New York bats as well. That'll bring up Peter Pretzelman. Nobody on. And he will hit a little dribbler to shortstop and beat the throw to first. Infield single. Kevin Hunter will watch a pitch go by as W.E. Demboise is thrown out stealing.
Oof.
Strange 1-2-3 inning.
Top of the 6th, New Orleans looking to extend their 5-run lead. Vidal Valor starts them off with a full count walk issued by Cantaloupe Crocodile. Naz Hamed, high fly ball into center field. Kevin Hunter puts it away for out number 1. Christopher Brew with a runner on first and 1 away is going to place that down the left field line. It's going to be a short pop out, I guess. And Richie Bonanza goes down swinging for strike 3. Ruger will get a walk, but nothing else, as they still have the lead, though, 5-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th.
Check swing walk from Kevin Hunter. Good patience, good eye. Tommy Mazarowski still on the bump. Kevin Hunter's going to take a freebie to second as well. Single ripped up the left field line. That should get Hunter home, and it does. Kuntz gets an RBI double. adding his RBI to the watch list here. And we have our change of pitchers coming out of New Orleans. James Pleasance comes in, picks up an out to first base, though it does advance Kuntz over to third. A walk issued to Tom Shue will put runners at the corners. 1 out. Barbados Slim coming up. Another walk loads the bases. James Pleasance come in and makes a little bit of a mess here. Gets himself in a jam. That's a base hit ripped up the middle from Benny Rodriguez. All runners advance 1 base. Base is still loaded. And a little blooper to left is able to get at least 1 more. And it looks like he's going to get 2. 2 RBI single coming out of Jackie Daytona. Runners on first and second, still 1 out. Peter Pretzelman flies out to left field. 2 runners still on for W.E. Dem Boys, who will strike out, but not before the New York Voyagers gather a whole lot of runs and get some momentum swinging their way.
1-run ball game here in the top of the 7th. Todd Hafner will line that right to Kevin Hunter. Out number 1, Alejandro Geronimo launches that one into left field, and a diving stop by Rodriguez. I can't believe he got that one. It looked like it was headed over his head. Gustav Beauregard beats out a, it's going to be ruled as an error. And catcher Slim tries to cut down Beauregard at first twice in a row now. But nothing doing there. DeStefano Jr. high fly ball into center field. That's going to be out number 3 as it's time for the stretch. We head to the bottom of the 7th. New York needs to put 1 more run on the board to tie it here.
5-4, bottom of the 7th, top of the order. Kevin Hunter is going to start things off for New York. Grounds out to third. Rusty Kuntz at the plate. Going to make contact to center. And another acrobatic defensive display put on so far today. Kirk Swerve is going to ground it to short, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning. No change in score in the 7th. Still 5-4 as we head to the top of the 8th.
Heart of the order due up for New Orleans is going to be Cook, Valor, and Hamed against Choate, who has now entered the game. J.R. Cook will draw a walk on the 3-1 pitch. Vidal Valor launches that one into left center field, and that hits off the top of the wall. That's going to be a double for Vidal Valor and RBI, scoring J.R. Cook. It's now 6-4 as New Orleans increases their lead just a bit. And they're going to intentionally put Naz Hamed on here. You rarely see the intentional walk. And it's going to be Christopher Brew with a single into right. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out for Richie Bonanza. He goes down on strikes. Double play in a possibility here with Todd Hafner, but it's going to be a strikeout as well. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Kevin Choate. Alejandro Geronimo, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Kevin Choate loads him up and then strikes out the side. New Orleans does score a run on 2 hits here in the top of the 8th, extending their lead, but that was an interesting way to end the inning.
Tom Shue takes the 2nd walk of the game. Barbados Slim grounds to 3rd, who takes the fielder's choice over to 1st. Benny Rodriguez, deep power. Or I guess tall power. Not quite deep enough. That'll be a fly out to center. 2 outs, runner on 2nd. That's deep power. And Jackie Daytona is going to get an RBI double, trading places with Tom Shue at 2nd base. Peter Pretzelman up to bat. Will strike out, but not before New York is able to lower the lead down to 1 again.
I thought for a second we might have had an issue with the stream because I checked OBS and it looked like we dropped a couple of frames, but I think we're good. Gustav Beauregard with a single into right to lead off the top of the 9th. DeStefano Jr. grounds it to Pretzelman. That's going to be a fielder's choice at 2nd. DeStefano takes off for 2nd and gets there with a stolen base. Cletus McFlorida man enters the game. Runner in scoring position for J.R. Cook. He will draw a walk off of McFlorida man. Vidal Valor 1st and 2nd. 1 out. And that is going to... That was fair? That looked foul for sure. But it must have been fair past the 3rd base line. Vidal Valor with an RBI double. and they're gonna put Naz Hamed on. 2 intentional walks in this game from New York pitching. And with the bases loaded, Brew goes down on strikes, and Richie Bonanza will follow suit. That's the second time today that they've intentionally walked someone. The bases wind up loaded, and then they get strikeouts to end the inning. Wow.
Making good use out of those IBBs, I guess.
Yeah.
Luke Wright pitching now for New Orleans. W.E. Dem Boys goes out on strikes. That'll bring up Kevin Hunter with 1 out, down by 2. Kevin Hunter strikes out. Rusty Kuntz, 2 outs, down by 2. At least Rusty needs to have a nice plate appearance in order for the Voyagers to have any hope here. And he will hit a pop fly to third base to end the ball game. Final score is going to be 7-5. New Orleans winning in a slightly close game, with most of their runs coming in the 5th, with a huge retaliatory strike from New York as well in the 6th. 2 for 5 day from Paulo DeStefano Jr. with 2 runs and 3 RBIs, putting the bulk of the workload of the New Orleans offense on his shoulders, though Vidal Valor and Geronimo also each go 2 for 4. Over on New York side of things, only Jackie Daytona is going to have a multi-hit day. Jackie also picks up 3 runs, but Tom Shue gets 2 runs off of 0 hits. That's always fun to see. 2 walks and 2 plate appearances. Mazeroski's going to pick up the win, advancing to 500 on the season, despite the doom and gloom that we talked about in our stats before the game. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and Wright is going to pick up the save at the end of the game, 1 earned run in 3 innings. Tokiyami will pick up the loss, 10-4 on the year still, though. 4.2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, and Paulo DeStefano Jr. and that offensive showcase is going to be our player of the game. Now he is sitting at 997 hits on the season. Or the career, Jesus.
Just in the season would be pretty impressive, but
what a monster!
Only 3 hits away from that big number on the career. It's going to be Boise Raptors taking down the Sarasota Supernovas here, 6-4. 2 for 3 ball game from Johnny Pluto, crossing the plate twice and knocking in 2 on the side of Boise. Bogescu gets a couple of RBIs. That's 2 more for his milestone tracker on the 1 for 4 day. Both Red Arrow and Ian Bogescu and Johnny Pluto, all 3 of them have a home run on the day. Matthew Paul gets the win for Boise, going 2.1 shutout innings. I believe he is now 1 game away from 500 appearances, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Tim Galvin gets the loss for Sarasota, going 7.1 innings. Scoochie Dart blows the save, their 5th of the season for Sarasota, and Johnny Pluto will be your player of the game.
The Indianapolis Apex are going to edge out your Vancouver Vandals in a nail-biter, 2-1 final score. Looks like there's going to only be 1 multi-hit performance coming out of Indianapolis, but it's a big one with Johnny Tsunami going 3 for 5. Over on Vancouver side of things, no such outings. Michael Dion will pick up the win, 6 innings of shutout baseball with only 1 walk and 1 hit allowed. Bolanos will pick up the hold, 13th of the season, 2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and Trowan No Hands will get the save, 1 inning pitched, 0 earned runs. Pat Rogers will pick up the loss for Vancouver, 5.0 innings, 2 earned runs, and Michael Dion, with that 6-inning shutout start, will be our player of the game.
Sloths take down the Sea Serpents here, 7-5. Both teams with 7 hits. Christy Abbott with a 3-run homer in the 3rd. We'll go 1 for 4 with 4 RBI. Sweetup has a couple of hits as well. Seattle has a 2 for 3 ball game from Malott and 2 RBIs from John Dowd. Danny Sullivan takes their 12th loss for Seattle. King George gets their 9th win for San Antonio. Johnson with a hold and Dugan with their 14th save. Christy Abbott, though, is going to be your player of the game.
Outer Banks Aviators are going to swat down the Death Valley Scorpions, 9-1 final score, fairly lopsided battle here. For Death Valley, though, they do have Tommy Caruso going 3 for 4 on the day. Nice performance out of him. Outer Banks, however, has a slew of multi-hit outings, including a 2 for 4 day from Dub City with 3 runs, 2 for 5 from Drockenberg with 2 runs, 2 for 3 from Mike Litteris with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 3 for 4 from Linus Riverboat, and it's also worth noting Willie Cologne's 1 for 3 day with 1 run and 3 RBIs. Stephanie Morgan is going to get the loss for Death Valley, 3-13 on the year. 2.2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 1 unearned run, getting blown up pretty quickly. Justin Ripspod will pick up the win, 11-7 on the year, 6.2 innings, 1 earned run, and that quality start will warrant a Player of the Game award.
We have the Buffalo Surge taking down the Cancun Toros 10-7. Both teams scoring a lot of runs here. 3-for-4 ball game with 3 RBIs for Bjorn Svanberg. Danny Gonzalez and Scott Poe also go 3-for-4 with 2 RBIs each. Cancun has a 2-for-5 ball game with a couple of RBIs for Crozier McCoy, and a 3-for-4 ball game, 2 runs across for Vladimir Batista. Benson takes the loss for Cancun, falling to 4-7, while Vizeros Balkan gets their second win on the season, improving to 2-10. Velasquez gets their first save of the season, and Danny Gonzalez will be your player of the game.
And I got a triple, so that's fun.
Woo!
I think it's my first of the year. It might be my first
Nice.
of the majors, which is kind
Nice.
of sad. Whatever. Providence Crabs going to take down the Nashville Stars. Truly an upset here. They started the game with almost inverse records of each other. 6-1 is the final score. For Nashville, only one multi-hit performance coming out of Zach Johnson going 2-for-3 with 1 run. On Providence side of things, not a lot of multi-hit performances either. Only Jimmy Olsen going 2-for-4, but it looks like they were able to share the load. Sanchez is going to pick up the loss, 6-4 on the year, 0.2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 5 runs.
Wow.
That is a weird scoreline.
All unearned, too.
Dasani Voss is going to get the win for Providence, the second on the year. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and that quality start will be our Player of the Game performance. 0.2, 0 earned runs, 5 runs. What happened here?
That is an excellent question. How many errors were there? There's only 1 error. It was on Nashville's side. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Nashville's side. Very weird one. Detroit Demons take down the Maui Makos. 4-1 is the final score. 3 of the 4 runs from the Demons being scored in the last 2 innings. 2-for-4 ball game for Hunter Geist and 1 RBI for Ernie Harwell on the solo shot in the second inning. Detroit Demons have 2 RBIs on a 1-for-4 ball game from Nicholson Dimes. Crashwagon and Danny B tag on an RBI each as well. Diglett gets the win as Daring gets the no decision. Diglett improving to 8-2. Duckworth Lewis gets their 9th save. Robert Mountain takes their second loss for Maui, and Bobby Darin will be your player of the game. 6.1 innings, giving up 1 earned run on 3 hits and no walks, striking out 6. Although for the majors, we'll head on over to the minors. I'll start off with that one.
Brew City Bears get revenge on the Armadillos. 3-2 the final score, with all 3 of the runs for Brew City coming in the 8th and 9th inning. Absolute heartbreaker for the Texans. We have a 4-for-4 performance coming from Underrated, who is slightly more appropriately rated now. Shrub is going to go 2-for-4, and Mikey Moe will join as well for the Armadillos. The decision does not get issued for Brew City until Booze Gooser comes in the close. Last 3 innings, 0 earned runs, picking up the W, 5th of the year. The hold gets issued to Itchy Nose, and Mrazek picks up the loss and the blown save for Amarillo. Sun Sun Yi is still going to be our player of the game with 7 innings pitched and 0 earned runs to start things off for the Dillos.
Louisville Lemurs take down the State College Swifties. 6-4 is the final. 2 RBIs for Barry Bonds, the DH, from the Lemurs side. State College has a 3-for-5 ball game from Noah Johns, and a 3-for-4 ball game from Larry Sportella de Rosa. Gets a couple of RBIs on a 2-for-3 day. Trent Bolt Jr. takes the loss for State College, while Jeremiah Junkball gets the win for Louisville. McCoy and Triplett get holds, Price gets the save, and Vincent de Rosa will be your player of the game.
Bird ball continues. 8-5 final score. The Flamingos beat the Firehawks. Looks like we have a 2-for-4 outing from Bufflin, picking up 1 run and 4 RBIs. Possible grand slam? No. 2-run home run. 2-for-5 outing from Gar as well. And a lot of 2-run performances thrown in Florida's order for good measure. On California's side of things, Jose Salaseco goes 3-for-4, as well as Stern going 3-for-4 with 3 runs. And Smoove picks up 3 RBIs in the bottom half of the order as well. Sad Pepe is going to feel like a sad Pepe with that blown save, but then he'll be a little happier picking up the win. The classic combo, blown save, win, screwing over your teammate pitchers. Gotta love it. Over on California side of things, Wilson tried to do the same, only got the blown save and the loss, though, so not quite the full turnaround there. Babe Bufflin will be our player of the game.
Then we have the Kingpins taking down the Dynamos in 13
Ooh.
innings. Looks like after regulation, this game was tied at 5. And Kingpins had a lead going into the bottom of the ninth. Uh, wow, that's a uh, interesting timeline of events there. 3 for 7 for Elliott Spencer with 4 RBIs. Picasso, 3-hit ball game for Dallas. Chicago has 2-hit ball games from the bottom 6 batters of their order, with Justice tacking on 4 RBIs. Hits all around for almost both teams. All of Chicago, though, got at least 1 hit. Kingpin gets a hold. Multi-Owl Pele gets a hold. Capone blows a save. Schumacher the win. Moon the loss for Dallas, falling to 1 and 3. And Radiance Ham will be your player of the game. Radiance Ham going 2 for 4, crossing the plate twice and walking twice with an RBI.
And the last game for the Miners is going to be the Anchorage Wheelers beating the Kansas City Hepcats 3-1. The leading runs coming in the 6th inning from our favorite sled dogs. Rude's going to go 2 for 4, as well as Marsh, the only multi-hit performances coming out of Anchorage. Ortega will be 3 for 4 on Kansas City side of things, and Minion will be 2 for 4, but it was not quite enough juice to put them over the edge. Ronson's going to pick up the win, 7-7 on the year. 7 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed. That's a lot of 7s in a row on that stat sheet. I like that. 1 earned run as well. Pacho is going to pick up the save, 6th of the year. 2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Smoltz will get the loss, 8-3 on the year now. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Quality start, but not quality enough. And Jandy Ronson, with that 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run performance, will be our player of the game.
That'll do it for August 3rd. We'll go ahead and head on into August 4th, which is a quick sim day. And we'll go ahead and start off with the Cancun Toros defeating the Buffalo Surge. 6-4 is the final. 2 for 4 ball game with 2 RBIs for Danny Gonzalez. 3 for 4 ball game for Scott Poe on the side of Buffalo. Cancun has a 3 for 4 ball game, crossing the plate twice with 2 RBIs for Ace Carter. And Vladimir Batista tacks on a couple of RBIs as well. Brizdar Lemonade gets the win for Cancun, improving to 5-6 on the season. Shu at the hold, Gunk the save, and Hunter Havoc will take their 12th loss for Buffalo. And it's going to be Ace Carter getting the player of the game nod this time.
The Detroit Demons are going to take down the Maui Makos 14-1. That's a little unnecessary. 2 for 4 outing from Nicholson Dimes with 2 runs and 1 walk. And a hit by pitch. Gotta love it. That's awesome. Victor Herrera, however, goes 3 for 5 with 4 runs and 8 runs batted in. That might be a potential franchise record. We'll have to take a look at that in a second. So it turns out Victor wanted to go yard and did a lot. On Maui side of things, only Peter Dawson Jr. is going to have a multi-hit performance. 3 for 4, though. Still having himself a good day. Detroit's going to pick up the win for Fug, going 9 complete innings, only allowing 1 earned run. Todd Gonzalez is going to pick up the loss, 5-8 on the season. 4 other pitchers coming in to try to get them just home and awake, regardless of the loss. Victor Herrera, unsurprisingly, is our player of the game with those 8 RBIs. And special notes at the bottom, Victor Herrera ties the Champions regular season game record for home runs with 3. Nicholson Dimes ties the Detroit regular season game record for runs with 4. Victor Herrera ties the Detroit regular season game record for runs with 4. And Victor Herrera sets the Detroit regular season game record for RBIs with 8. That's a very busy day for those two with the bats.
Holy cow. It's going to be the Boise Raptors taking down the Sarasota Supernovas in a very close game, 5-4. 2 RBI for Bridget Westfall. On the side of Boise, Sarasota has 2 RBI on a 1-for-4 day from Remington Stevens. Matthew Paul gets the win, and that is going to be a milestone for them, if I'm not mistaken. Is that 500 games? That is, yeah,
That
500
is
career
500 games. Yep.
career game appearances for Matthew Paul. Congratulations on number 500. And he gets the win in number 500 too with 2.1 shutout innings. Look at that. Champ McQuack takes their 4th loss, and Dylan Hodge will be your player of the game. Hodge, wait. Oh, there he is. Dylan Hodge, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run. I was like, wait a minute. Hodge, I thought was on the Death Valley Scorpions, but then I remembered he got traded recently. Uh,
Another nail-biter win for the Indy Apex. I believe that is 2 games in a row that they have beaten the Vandals with a final score of 2-1.
sad.
Might be mistaken there.
Nah, that's correct.
Sorry, buddy. Jody Groundball Quinn is going to be the only multi-hit outing coming out of Indianapolis with 1 run and 1 RBI thrown in there for good measure. Home run off of Giuseppe Tosin, who stinks. No multi-hit performance except for Muckers O'Houlihan coming out of Vancouver either. For Vancouver, Giuseppe Tosin, who stinks, is going to pick up the loss. 4-11 on the season, 6.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, but I guess that one was enough to do it. Sorry, buddy. For Indianapolis, Dogwood Maple will get the win. 7 innings, 0 earned runs, slightly better quality start. Bolanos will get the hold, and Troan No Hands will get the save. Dogwood Maple and that shutout start will be our player of the game.
Seattle Sea Serpents upset the San Antonio Sloths in the Battle of the S's. 7-4. I almost said S to 4. 7-4 is the final. Yeah. Seattle wins here. 2 for 3 ball game for Christy Abbott with 2 RBIs on the side of San Antonio. Seattle goes 3 for 5 with an RBI from Malott and 2 RBIs each from Campbell and Dowd. Hammersmith gets the win, improving to 6-11. Homie gets the hold, Singh the save, and Windsor gets the loss for San Antonio. Christy Abbott, though, is going to be your player of the game in San Antonio's defeat here.
The Outer Banks Aviators put together another 9-run performance on Death Valley. Death Valley this time did not have the energy to put up one of their own. And in fact, they only have 4 hits, nobody getting on base more than once. For Outer Banks, Dub City's going to go 3 for 5 to start things off for them with 1 run and 2 RBIs. Drachenberg also picks up 2 RBIs, and Willie Colon gets on base ice as well. Sims will get the loss for Death Valley, 4-10 on the year. 5 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 1 unearned run thrown in for good measure. And for Outer Banks, we have Ray's Funk getting a complete game shutout, only allowing 4 hits, no walks. 4 hits away from not only a no-hitter, but from a perfect game. Great outing from Ray's Funk, who understandably will be our player of the game.
We have the Voyagers taking down the Rougarou here. 8-1 is the final score. 2 RBIs each for Swerve, Shoe, and Daytona on the side of New York, and Pretzelman has a 3 for 4 ball game. New Orleans, 2 for 3 day for DeStefano Jr., and Bonanza knocks in their 1 RBI. Sievert gets the win for New York, improving to 11-3 on the season with a 1-run, 7 innings pitch start. DeFerrari takes the loss for New Orleans in 5.1. Ragnaleb Sievert is your player of the game.
Were there any Paulo DeStefano Jr. hits?
2
more hits.
2 more hits.
He is at 999. And then another one that's unofficially on our watch list that I saw C9 fan talk about is now Jose 43 is either tied or has sole possession of 6th most all-time games for pitchers.
Woo!
I think it's 593.
He's getting
so
close
congratulations to congrats to Jose 43 there. The Nashville Stars are going to take down the Providence Crabs 5-4 in extra innings, with the win coming in the 11th. No multi-hit performance coming out of Nashville. They shared the burden pretty evenly, though, with all 4 of the starting batters getting 1 run apiece. On Providence side of things, we have a 3-for-5 day from Cloudera with 2 runs, as well as a 2-for-5 day from Buckley, but it wasn't quite enough to hold back the Schvill. Lucky El Charles is going to start with no decision, but Law will pick up the win and Sig Ripper the save. Law coming in for 4 innings of relief, and Sig Ripper coming in for 1 inning of closing in this 11-inning battle. On Providence side of things, Bark Murley's going to pick up the blown save, 2.2 innings, 1 earned run after Kid Carsey starts things off, 6.1 innings, 3 earned runs. And George Washington Crab will get the loss, 2 innings, 1 earned run at the end of the game. Kid Carsey and that quality start will still be our player of the game despite the team's losing effort.
We'll go ahead and check in on the minors as well to see that they have no games scheduled for today. So we'll go ahead and advance into August 5th. I'm going to go ahead and save real quick because I haven't done that in a bit. And we will
So
go ahead.
responsible.
What was that?
So responsible.
Yeah. And then now we have our sole non-primetime game today. That being Boise Raptors versus Death Valley Scorpions. So while we get a prediction going here, I don't think we actually have any stats for this one since it's not a primetime game. Let me double check. That is correct. So, looking at these two lineups, it looks like the sim seems to favor the Boise Raptors, with Death Valley kind of in the middle of a rebuild here. And we actually have uh, 2 players that have been recently traded between these 2 teams as well. Tommy Caruso down there at the bottom of the Death Valley order. Um,
Still got
Previously,
the old uni on.
yeah,
He's
still
just
got
a double agent.
yeah. They haven't the new
He's
uniform.
infiltrated the operation.
The Death Valley uniform for Tommy Caruso has not been properly fitted yet, I guess. But Dylan Hodge was sent to Boise in return, so you'll see Hodge there at the number 8 spot in the Boise lineup. Uh, let's get a prediction going, mods. Someone of the but looking at these 2 lineups, I'm trying to see if there's anything that really stands out to me. It looks like Tuplon and Petra Sabor are both on a hot streak here. With Blonde
Yep.
hitting 271. But Johnny Pluto has been having a great season, 293 on the average. On the
I think it's
side,
kind of poetic how the one bright spot in the icon matchup, at least, is Elliot Alderson, who's coming off of a home run derby title. So congratulations to Elliot there.
oh yeah. Oh, there was a there was a prediction. I apologize, Bex. Thank you. Who will win Boise or DVS? Looks like 90% are saying Boise, while 10% of the votes are saying the Scorpions. Battle of the New Logos says Person Man. Uh, Now people are arguing about the logo. Well, I mean mostly Dom's just arguing about the logo. Uh, but yeah.
Something arrogant, unlikable.
Uh, yeah, I think we're about ready to head on into game with the prediction closed. Do you have a preference on team for this one?
I do for this one. I
All
will
right,
take the Boise Raptors so that I and I alone may butcher Parker Beecham's name.
fair enough. I forget? Did you actually win that auction, or are you
Yeah,
mispronouncing it in
yeah, that
spite of that
was
auction? Okay,
no, that was. I think I paid
you paid
15
for the rights.
hard-earned dollars, and Jess made me like a really crappy looking certificate. It's like fancy but crappy. It's fun.
I think it's pronounced Parker Bongo Lulongo, right?
I could throw that one out there.
All right. Well, Blow Pop, why don't you take us away with the Boise Raptors? I feel like Parker Boise Raptor would be another one to throw in there at some point. But Boise will be taking on Herbie Farnworth, the DVS starting pitcher, and Blow Pop will take us away with the top of the first.
We are going to start things off with Bridget Westfall against Herbie Farnworth. Reno Jackson at the plate. We'll have a good game as long as there's only one of every card in the deck. That's a Hearthstone joke for those of you keeping score back home. Westfall rips one up the left field line, and that'll be an easy stand-up double. First pitch of the game. No hesitation there. Andrew Oram comes up, another former Death Valley Scorpion, and he's going to beat out an infield single, putting runners on the corners with 0 outs for Toot Bland, who zings one to center, who zings it right back to the plate, trying to get Westfall out. Not in time. Westfall's going to score on the sacrifice line from Toot Bland. Petra Sabor, one of the 2 on-fire batters that you mentioned earlier, is going to take a walk. That'll put runners on first and second with 1 out. Johnny Pluto at the plate will take strike 3 looking. 2 outs, 2 on. Pancake batter will strike out, and that'll be the end of the inning, but not before Boise Raptors are able to get on the scoreboard with 1 run.
One of my future creates is going to be named Pancake Batter. Stretch McGibbon will lead it off for the Scorpions against Andrew Lucas. Thank you. And McGibbon is going to fly out straight away to Bridget Westfall. Elliot Alderson is going to pop fly that one into shallow center. Shortstop Parker Beecham going to run back and grab it. And Matthew Edwards will get on strikes. So Andrew Lucas retires the Scorpions 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first. Boise still leads 1-0 as we head to the top of the second.
RJ Menard, another watch list player, looking for 2 more home runs to get to 200 in his career, is going to fly out to left center for out number 1. Dylan Hodge will strike out swinging. And we're going to find ourselves at the bottom of the order with Vlad Bodnar coming up to bat next. And that'll be a hit to the gap in right center. Another double. Does not stretch it into 3. Parks himself at second. 2 outs. Runner on second. Scoring position for Bridget Westfall, who's going to hit it to center field. Almost warning track power. I couldn't quite tell if it got there. In any case, that will be the end of the inning. Still 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
Bottom of the second is going to be the cleanup hitter, Chris Jacob, due up first. High pop fly, and the shortstop, Beecham, will take care of that one. Mike Boss Jr. is going to lace that one right past the first baseman, Oram, former Scorpion, and Boss Jr. will be aboard with a single. Double A, high foul fly on the left side, taken care of by the third baseman, Menard. Brian Benz goes down, strikes, and despite a hit for the Scorpions, they get nothing across. Still 1-0 Boise as we head to the top of the third.
Andrew Oram at the plate is going to ground to third, and he does not beat the throw to first this time. No second infield single for him. Toot Bland will ground to second. And that'll bring up Petra Sabor, who keeps the hot streak going by getting on base again. Johnny Pluto, runner on first, 2 outs. He's going to hit it to the shortstop, who flips it on over to second to end the inning. That'll send us to the bottom of the third, still 1-0.
It's going to be Rodicus Scott the fourth, the DH, first into the box for Death Valley. Now that's going to be a base hit as it gets over the head of Beecham into center field. Scott the fourth on base, and Tommy Caruso launches that into right field against their former team. Tommy Caruso with a 2-run bomb to put the Scorpions out in front. 361 feet on the ticker tape. And Tommy Caruso says, "That's what you get for trading me." Death Valley up now by 1 run. Stretch McGibbon will go down on strikes. That's going to be out number 1 on the board for the bottom of the third. Elliot Alderson grounds that one to the shortstop, who throws on to first. Looks like the ball actually deflected off the pitcher there. Matthew Edwards will go down on the ground out for out number 3. Scorpions now lead the Raptors 2-1 on the long ball by Caruso. We head to the top of the fourth.
Park Your Boat here is going to line into right field for a base hit. That'll bring up RJ Menard, still looking for more home runs. He will strike out, but Parker will advance on the throw. 2 strikeouts in a row coming from Herbie Farnworth. Runner still in scoring position for Vlad Bodnar, 2 outs. And a 3rd strikeout in a row. Parker getting on base was all for naught after I made a nautical-based name alteration. How's that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Chris Jacob is going to ground out to third to lead off the bottom of the fourth here. Mike Boss Jr. goes down strikes. It's going to be double A, the cold A cold hitting shortstop for Death Valley, looking to keep the inning alive with 2 outs and the base paths empty. And that's going to get over the head of Beecham into left field. Double A aboard with a single. Brian Benz with a runner on first. Goes down, strikes though on the 2-for-2 pitch. And the Scorpions will remain in front 2-1, but they won't add any to their lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Heading to the top of the 5th now.
Top of the 5th, top of the order, Bridget Westfall is going to almost sneak it past the third baseman, who makes a great play to throw at first. Andrew Oram will ground to the man wearing his former uniform in his former position. And Toot Bland will strike out swinging for a quick little 1-2-3 inning. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-1. Death Valley on top.
It's going to be Rodicus Scott the 4th, the DH due up. He's going to go down on strikes. The sinker ball doing him in by Andrew Lucas. And now it's Tommy Caruso, who hit a 2-run homer last time up. That one's going to be laced to the shortstop, over to first for out number 2. Stretch McGibbon. Fly ball into left. That one's going to be caught by Hodge, former Scorpion. And Death Valley goes down in order, but they're still up by a run. We head to the top of the 6th now. Boise looking to tie it up.
Hey, who's that giving gift subs in chat? Who could it be? Petrosabor is going to go down swinging. That'll bring up Johnny Pluto, who will ground out to shortstop. That'll bring up Perfect Blow Pop, who is going to fly to center to end the inning. Another 1-2-3 put together by the Death Valley defense. Shout out to AJ for the gift subs.
It's going to be Alderson. High fly ball into left field for out number 1. Matthew Edwards, the third baseman, launches that one into center field. And the center fielder Westfall will take care of it. Chris Jacob grounds it to shortstop, but they bobble it, and Beecham is going to get charged with an error as Jacob is now aboard. Mike Boss Jr., however, will fly out to right field, so no damage done by the error. And we head to the top of the 7th. Death Valley still leading 2-1.
RJ Menard will take a walk. Runner on first, no outs for Dylan Hodge, who will also take a walk. Good patience so far for the first 2 batters this inning. Vlad Bodnar at the plate has 1 strike on him, and he will hit a line shot. Running in to catch it is Chris Jacobs, sliding in. An infield fly from Bridget Westfall. That'll bring up Andrew Oram with 2 on, 2 out, and a wild pitch will advance the runners to second and third, both of them in scoring position. Andrew Oram hits it deep. And that one is out of here over a leaping Tommy Caruso. Andrew Oram stares daggers at the Death Valley dugout as he jogs around the bases. Do you miss me? You miss me. Toot Bland will ground out to third to end the inning, but not before the damage was done. Boise inverts the lead and doubles it 4-2 as we head through the 7th inning stretch.
It's going to be double A due up here for the Scorpions as they look to get some more runs on the board to mitigate this 2-run lead. He flies out to left, and Brian Benz will go down on strikes. It's going to be Rodicus Scott the 4th with the base paths clear and 2 away. DH for Death Valley. Swing and a miss. Lucas puts him away. That's going to be strikeout number 120 on the season for Andrew Lucas. Strikeout number 8 on the day. He's a little bit north of 100 pitches. That might be his start.
Petra Sabor is going to bloop one over to the third baseman for out number 1. Both starting pitchers still on the bump. Until I just said that, I opened my mouth too soon. Icebox Johnson comes in. Johnny Pluto grounds out to third. And that'll bring up Pookie Bucci, who takes a walk and gets on over to first base. RJ Menard, 1 on, 2 outs.
Wow.
And Beecham gets gunned down, and it wasn't even all that close. Elliot Alderson showing that not only does Elliot have power with the bat, but with the arm.
It's going to be Tommy Caruso, former Raptor, due up against new pitcher Johnny Toasties. So starting pitcher for Boise goes through 7, giving up 2 runs, not a bad start. Stretch McGibbon launches that one into left. There's going to be a routine fly for Hodge to take care of. Elliot Alderson High fly ball into right field, all the way back, almost at the track is Pluto. He reaches up for the catch. Death Valley goes down in order here, 1, 2, 3, and they leave it all to the ninth. They got to score 2 in the bottom of the ninth at least, but Boise can put more on the board here.
Last chance to extend the lead for now. Extra innings pending. RJ Menard still at the plate from last inning. Will get a single, followed by another single from Dylan Hodge. RJ is going to advance all the way to third. We got runners on the corners, nobody out for Vlad Bodnar. And he's going to get himself a base hit as well. Looks like he's going to stretch that one into a double. Runner sent home? No. An RBI double for Vlad Bodnar. We have 2 runners in scoring position for Bridget Westfall. 0 outs. Top of the ninth, 3-run lead so far. Timmy into pitch for Death Valley, and that'll be a walk. That brings up Andrew Orem again. Still hate in his eyes. And he will fly out to left field, though he will pick up his 4th RBI of the game as Hodge tags up on that sacrifice. Toot Bland coming up now with runners on first and second, 1 out. Toot Bland is going to zing one over to the left fielder for out number 2. Petra Sabor still on fire, will strike out swinging, but not before 2 runs are added to the lead. 4-run deficit for Death Valley heading into the bottom of the ninth.
I know you said RJ Menard was still at the plate, and I knew what you meant, but I just imagined like he didn't even grab his glove and head out to third. He's just still in the box. Matthew Edwards gets...
I'll wait.
Yeah, I'll hang out here. Matthew Edwards with a single into center field, and Chris Jacob will follow with a double into left. And we got second and third now for Mike Boss Jr. Runner second over to first. That's out number 1. Focus on the batter. That's a good strategy when you're up 4. Now 3, though, as Death Valley puts another run on the board. Double A with a runner 90 feet from the plate. High pop fly. That will not score the runner as RJ Menard makes the grab. And Brian Benz goes down in strikeouts, getting the golden sombrero, striking out for the 4th time today. That's a rough day at the plate for Brian Benz, and a rough day in general for the Death Valley Scorpions as the Boise Raptors take them down here 6-3. 2 RBIs for Caruso, 4 RBIs for Andrew Orem, going 2 for 4. Lucas gets the win for Boise, improving to 10 and 8, 7 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. Johnny Toasties with the save. Herbie Farnworth with the loss for Death Valley, falling to 11 and 5. Andrew Lucas, though, is going to be your player of the game. And that will do it for that one.
Man, Andrew Orem gets a 3-run lead grabbing home run on his former team, and the game's like, no, give it to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. Maui Makos are going to topple the Seattle Sea Serpents, 11-5 in the Battle of the Beasties of the Water. 2 for 6 day from Hunter Geist. Lots of at-bats to be had here. 2 runs and 2 RBIs for him as well. 2 for 5 from Peter Dawson Jr. with 2 runs. 2 for 5 from John Camden with 1 run and 3 RBIs. 3 hits for Kane and Katsup. And 2 hits for Chison Boom. Lots of hitting coming out of Maui. For Seattle, Adam Mellett is going to go 3 for 5, and Anita Fartinghouse is also going to... Adam Mellett goes 3 for 4, and Anita Fartinghouse goes 3 for 5, with John Dowd also getting 2 hits, as well as Stocks. Greg Maddox Jr. is going to pick up the loss for the Sea Serpents, 3-9 on the season. 1.2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs got blown up in a hurry. 4 other pitchers used for Seattle to get through the game. Kyle Salchicha is going to get the win, 4-10 on the year, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, quality start, good enough for a Player of the Game award.
And you have the Apex down in the Crabs here, 7-2 is the final. Both runs by the Crabs scored in the top of the ninth. So they had a 7-run deficit, and they tried to make a stab at it there in that last inning. Dustin Parmley 2 for 3, scoring 3 times and knocking in 3. Eagle Eyes 3 for 4 with 2 ribbies. Providence Crabs has a 2 for 4 ball game from Bruce Buckley. Ivy Leaf takes their 13th loss, while Doug Dangley gets their 10th win with 8 innings of shutout ball. On 2 hits, no walks, and striking out 10. That's going to be enough for the Player of the Game award for sure. Doug Dangley is going to have a great day on the mound for Indy.
The Sarasota Supernovas and the Buffalo Surge square off. The Supernovas win 7-0, meaning their records are now identical. That's fun. Wendell Meredith is going to be the only multi-hit performance coming out of Buffalo, going 2 for 4, and is in fact the only multi-on-base performance coming out of them. For Sarasota, Io Torrance is going to go 3 for 4 with 3 runs and 5 RBIs, including 3 home runs. Have yourself a day.
Wow.
The loss will be issued to You Need to Calm Down. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 1 unearned run. And Baxter will pick up the win. 7.1 innings, 0 earned runs. Io Torrent and those 3 dingers is going to be your player of the game.
New York Voyagers take down the Detroit Demons here. 10-2 is the final. High scoring game for the Voyagers. 3 RBIs each for Slim, Daytona, and Pretzelman. On the side of Detroit, 2 hit ball games for Armstrong and Yelnats. Yelnats with an RBI. Crashwagon also with a solo shot added on. Molly Mitchell gets the loss for Detroit, falling to 7-7. Port Torkelton gets their 8th win for New York. 6 innings of 1-run ball. And Barbados Slim will be your player of the game.
The Outer Banks Aviators are going to have, I believe, their 3rd consecutive 9-run game, with 9-4 the final score here against the Nashville Stars. Multi-hit performances coming out of City, Drakenberg, Litteris, Halen. Lots of bats on fire for the Outer Banks Aviators. On Nashville side of things, the 2 and 3 slots get multi-hit days, with Cade Munson going 3 for 5 and Fry going 2 for 4. Walker Cato is going to pick up the win. 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. McDonald will get the hold, and Pozo will get the save. Everybody gets a little bit of credit here. On Nashville side of things, TJ will get the loss. 5 innings, 5 earned runs, and Mike Litteris will be our player of the game.
Make your voice heard in the poll. No channel points on this one, but which team has the better future right now between Buffalo, Seattle, Maui, and Cancun? Make sure to vote in that poll for so we can see what chat thinks. 18-3 is the final as the Sloths take down the Toros. Big day at the plate for San Antonio Bats. 4 RBIs for Bobby McDonald Jr. at the bottom of the lineup. 4 hits and 3 RBIs for Christy Abbott, and Pork Chop Sandwiches adds 3 RBIs on as well. Cancun has an RBI each from Carter, Drozdov, and Fisher in the heart of the order, and 2 hits from Batista. John Rayner goes the full 9 innings, getting the win, giving up 3 runs on 9 hits and 2 walks. Leo Robert takes the loss for Cancun, falling to 8-6 on the season, and Christy Abbott will be your player of the game.
Your Vancouver Vandals are going to beat the New Orleans Rougarous 2-1. Another 2-1 game the Vandals have been involved in.
This time
you
on
guys
the win
really
side,
like
though.
that scoreline. I know. Nice change of pace for you guys. Herb Sessions is going to go 2 for 4 with 1 run, and Muckers O'Houlihan will also go 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, responsible for all of the scoring that you guys put together today. Paolo DiStefano Jr. is going to get 2 hits, meaning that Paolo DiStefano Jr. has now crossed the 1,000 hit threshold for the career, sitting at 1,001. Congratulations, Paolo DiStefano Jr. / Madge. Well done. Homura Fuji is going to pick up the win in late relief, advancing to 3-2 on the year. 2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, despite the 3 walks. Pretty dangerous game there. And Wright will pick up the loss for New Orleans. 1.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run after McDougal goes 6.2 innings with 1 earned run. That quality start will be enough to get a player of the game performance.
Great career so far for Paolo DiStefano Jr. with 1,000 hits, and he's not even done yet. He's still cranking away for sure. Dallas Dynamos will take down the Anchorage Wheelers here. 9-6 is the final. 3 RBIs on a 3 for 5 ball game from Christoph Krapakrisov. Bobby Roode goes 4 for 5, excuse me. On the side of Dallas, 4 for 4 ball game with 5 RBIs and 3 runs scored for Elliott Spencer. What a great day at the plate for the catcher from Dallas with 3 home runs, 2 two-run shots, and a solo bomb. My goodness. Dirty Dog gets the win for Dallas. Spruce Butter the hold. Red gets the save. Huncho Gusta the loss for Anchorage. And Elliott Spencer, of course, is going to be your player of the game, tying the Miners' regular season game record for home runs with 3.
The Kansas City Hepcats are going to take down the State College Swift Steeds. Final score 6-3. Hepcats 1 win away from a 50-win season. It looks like we have a multi-hit performance from Kansas City coming out of Ortega and Pryor, each going 2 for 5, as well as Johnson going 3 for 5 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. On State College's side of things, Johns and Patsa are going to each go 2 for 4, with Johns picking up 1 run and Patsa picking up 2 runs and 3 RBIs. For Kansas City, the win is going to be issued to Finn Schultz, going 8-3 on the season so far. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, quality start, and it was quality enough to pick up the W. O'Sullivan will pick up the hold, and Big Sexy will get the save. Everybody gets a little bit of credit here. State College, however, Brandonson is going to get the loss. 3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 1 unearned, and 4 other pitchers are going to come in to chip in and help get through the game. Dustin Johnson is going to be our player of the game.
Dillo, as Amarillo takes down the Florida Flamingos 3-1 here. The one RBI from Florida coming from Javithany Berizzo with a solo shot in the 4th inning. Amarillo has a 3-for-4 ball game with an RBI from Beef Johnson and a 2-for-4 ball game with an RBI from Fiddle McGee. Nee gets the win, going 7 innings, giving up only 1 earned run. Chorizo Itchy Nose gets their 14th save with 2 spotless innings. And Damian Jansen Crenshaw takes their 7th loss for Florida. Nee will be your player of the game.
The Brew City Bears pick up a win against the Chicago Kingpins 10-5 with 7 runs coming in the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, wow.
2-for-4 outing from Underrated, getting 2 runs and 3 RBIs, as well as a 1-for-4 outing from Werewolf, getting 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Maybe a home run? Nope. Who knows? 3-for-4 from McNasty as well, and a 2-for-4 from Doe Jr. Over on the other side of things, we have a 2-for-5 outing from Anchovy, and 2-for-4 outing from Andrews with 2 runs and an RBI, and a 2-for-3 outing from Lane with 2 RBIs. No decision for Sportsboy 57, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, quality start, not quite quality enough. Kingpin will get the blown save and the loss. Gotta love it when a robot does that combo. Brew City, however, Booze Gooser is going to pick up the win in late relief, 2.2 innings, 1 earned run, and Underrated will be our player of the game.
The last minors game of August 5th is the Louisville Lemurs taking down the California Firehawks 1-0. The 1 run scored in the top of the first and then nothing for the rest of the game. That would have been kind of a boring game to watch. 4 hits total for California, no one with more than 1. Louisville gained 2 hit ball games from Myth, Gump, and Bonds. Gump, the only one with an RBI, and that was all they needed. PM Scram will get the win for Louisville, improving to 5-8 with 7.1 shutout innings. Poor Triplet gets their 5th save. Walter Thompson takes the loss despite a quality start of 6 innings, giving up 1 earned run. PM Scram will be your player of the game.
And before advancing to the next day, could we take a look at Sarasota again? I didn't see if Bogescu had a RBI.
Yeah, let me see. Nope. 0-for-4.
Okay.
Now we'll finish off August 5th. We head into August 6th with our final streamed game of the day, being the Sarasota Supernovas, taking on the Buffalo Surge. A couple of teams here that are kind of on the build, I guess. Some notes for today. Buffalo, after averaging 39.5 wins their first 2 years in the league, are on pace for just 34 wins this season due to a franchise-worst 243 batting average and a 6.08 ERA. The Surge have been consistent, winning 34.8%, 36.4%, and 33.3% of their games in the months of May, June, and July, respectively. So in that 30%-ish, low 30%. Despite their struggles, the Surge are the only team in PBE to turn at triple play this season and have a 6-1 record in extra inning games. Sarasota enters the stream losing 28 of their last 40 games and are well on their way to the worst record in franchise history, on pace for 34 wins. Their 6.11 team ERA is almost a run higher than their worst mark in their history. Supernovas have won both their games against the Surge, entering this stream outscoring Buffalo 15-2. Sarasota has been up and down defensively, leading the PBE in errors committed while being second in the league in double plays turned, behind Buffalo. Over-under is the double plays, so be sure to get your vote in for those channel points. And looking at these two teams here, Blow Pop, it looks like the top of the order tends to favor Sarasota for the most part, with the tie at the number ones, and then the bottom of the order and the pitching seems to favor the Buffalo Surge. We mentioned Sarasota's pitching not doing so hot, but is there anybody that's standing out to you here as a couple of players to watch?
Not anybody in particular. You already mentioned it, but it's very aesthetically pleasing that all of the team logos are bundled up together. I don't know if that strategically means anything, but I do like it.
Fair enough. Looks like Joe Burrow is 307 on the season, is hot right now, and hits 417 off of Jack Rollo. So that might be one to watch for Sarasota when they're up to bat. In terms of Buffalo, not a lot of great hitting against Bill the Hill, except for Nusuma Reda Diamando, who hits 370 against Bill the Hill. Unfortunately, Diamando is only hitting 189 this season, not doing so great on the batting average. Uh,
There's also Finn Reese, but that's only with 5 at bats, so pretty small sample size there.
exactly, yeah, it's pretty true. New poll: who you got in this one, Sarasota or Buffalo? This one not for channel points, but just to make your voice heard. So definitely be sure to vote. I just did. Uh, but do you have a preference on which team that you want to take for this one?
I do not. You may choose.
Alrighty. I think you've taken the away teams quite a bit, so I'll go ahead and take the away team for this one. I'll take the Surge against the Sarasota Supernovas. Bill the Hill on the mound for Sarasota. Jack Rollo on the mound for Buffalo. We're going to see the Hill on the hill for the top of the first as Buffalo steps into the batter's box for the top of the first. Here we go. It's going to be Wendell Meredith, the center fielder, due up against the Hill for the first at-bat of the ball game, then followed by Danny Gonzalez and Scott Poe. And we are underway with Wendell Meredith getting that just past Junie Panda. It's going to be ruled as an infield single, I believe. And Meredith will take off for second on the hit and run as Danny Gonzalez advances into second. Meredith steals third. And now it's Scott Poe with a runner 90 feet from the plate. He'll go down, strikes Finn Reese, the cleanup hitter. The runner on third and 2 outs. And that's going to get past the first baseman, Io Torrent. And will be an RBI single for Finn Reese, the right fielder. Bjorn Svanberg, the hot hitter for Buffalo. We'll line that right to the shortstop, Junie Panda, but Buffalo out in front already, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first here in Sarasota.
Finn Reese now batting 500 against Bill the Hill with that one extra at bat. Holden the Fart's going to start things off with a strikeout for Sarasota, and that'll bring up Junie Panda going against Jack Rollo on the bump for Buffalo. That'll be a walk for Junie, bringing up the hot hitter and a name to watch out for today, Joe Burrow, showing exactly why we were talking about him getting a single. Io Torrent is going to get a base hit, ripped up the right field line. That's enough for a double. That's 1 RBI, not a second. That'll bring up Ionel Bogescu with runners on second and third, 1 out. A fly is an RBI. A walk will load the bases, 1 out, bases loaded, and Buffalo finds itself in a jam early here. Luckily, they're able to turn a double play and get out of it. 1 run apiece so far through the... And a double play gets them out of a bases-loaded situation. The first of our bet.
And with both teams with a run on the board, we'll see an error here by Remington Stevens, allowing Spivak to get to first base there. Cesar Suave goes down, strikes, and now we have Sandy Taters. Long fly ball into center field, but it's not going to be even close to enough to make it out of the ballpark. Runner on first for Diamando, and firing on to first is Burrow. Doesn't get the pickoff attempt there. And Diamando will ground out to second base for out number 3. Supernovas make an error, but the Surge can't capitalize off of it. Score still tied at 1.
Remington Stevens going to see if he can make up for that error with his bat. He does not do so. Grounds out to shortstop. That'll bring up Nero Esposito, who will sneak one past the shortstop for a single. Ryan Kirkby at the plate with a runner on first will take strike 3 looking. That'll be 2 outs, runner on first as we head to the top of the order, holding the fart at bat. And he'll hit a little dribbler back to the pitcher, who converts that on over to first base for out number 3. Still 1-1 through 2 innings.
It's going to be Wendell Meredith, the center fielder, due up. He used the run that scored earlier in the ball game, and he will launch that one deep into right field, 464 feet. Home run number 5. But Wendell Meredith, not really known for the power, but really launched that one into right field. He's more known for the small ball with the steals and base running, but he's definitely going to help out the Buffalo Surge here today with that one. Danny Gonzalez grounds out, and Scott Poe will fly out to left field. It's going to be Finn Reese with the base paths empty and 2 away. And a sliding catch by Ian Obogescu in right field. Now we'll retire the side here as we head to the bottom of the third. Buffalo now up 2-1.
Junie Panda is going to start things off for the Supernovas with a base hit to center field. Showing that magician power. Oh, Joe Burrow is going to get beanballed. Looks like they don't like him and what he's done against Jack Rollo in their careers. Another base hit from Io Torrent is going to get Junie Panda all the way home. Beats the throw. That'll be the leading run. Tying run. Runners on first and second for Iano Bogescu. After his diving catch, does not follow up with anything with the bat. Strike 3 looking. That'll bring up Red Arrow. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Little dribbler to the pitcher. Fielder's choice over to second. Runners on the corners now for Remington Stevens. 2 outs. Check swing, strike 3. Should have gone for it, buddy. That'll end the inning. And once again, the Sarasota Supernovas exactly copy what Buffalo does in the scoreboard.
Top of the fourth now for Buffalo. Bjorn Svenberg will ground out to Remington Stevens for out number 1. It's going to be Spakak, who gets that one past the second baseman, Red Arrow. And now you have Spakak on board with a single. Cesar Suave will pop fly that one into shallow left. It's going to be Panda grabbing onto that one. Sandy Taters, fly ball into center field, and that's going to be caught by Kirkby. Still tied at 2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Box score looking a little bit like a binary code. A lot of 1s to 0s.
Oh, a hot zinger. Esposito bounces that off the shins at first base. That'll be an error. And a fielder's choice at second for out number 1. Leaves Holden the Fart at first. Kirkby is at first. Pop fly from Holden the Fart will be out number 2. Junie Panda will hit a line shot to the gap. Clunks against the wall. That's a stand-up double. That's turning 3. That's an RBI triple for Junie Panda as Kirkby makes his way all around the bases for the third run of the Novas, breaking the perfect balance that we had in the score columns. Joe Burrow is going to fly out to center, but not before Sarasota is able to take its first lead of the ballgame. 3-2 our score heading into the top of the fifth.
It's going to be Nusuma Reda Diamondo with a high fly ball into center field, easily caught by Ryan Kirkby for out number 1 here at the top of the fifth. Wendell Meredith grounds that to third base and beats it out with the infield single. Meredith off for second and easily gets there with stolen base number 55 on the season. Danny Gonzalez, base hit into center. Meredith round third, headed for home, and he is safe. Run scoring single for Danny Gonzalez, and now it's going to be Scott Poe, the left fielder, with a runner on first and 1 away. Grounder to second, over to second for 1, and back over to first for the double play. Beautiful 4-6-3 turned by Sarasota. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Score still tied, this time at 3.
Io Torrent will take a walk. That'll be no outs. Runner on first for Ionel Bogescu, who's going to fly out to left field. Red Arrow will check, swing, walk. Great patience coming out of him. That'll bring up Remington Stevens. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Diving stop made by third, and an errant throw over to second will be an error, probably. There it is. No score, though. And then a walked-in run from Jack Rollo. Esposito takes a free trip to first, and Io Torrent takes a free trip home. Rollo still on the bump with Kirkby, who will strike out swinging. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That'll bring up Holden the Fart, top of the order here. And he's going to hit a zinger to left field. Tracked down, fortunately, by Scott Poe. Making up for grounding into that double play. 3 runners stranded, but they were still able to get another run off of a walk. 4-3 as we head to the top of the 6th.
Lots of 1s and 0s in the game log there. Finn Reese was going to ground out to start the inning. Bjorn Svanberg goes down, strikes 3 straight pitches from the new pitcher Scoochie Dart, who entered the game this inning. And Spikak will go down on strikes as well. So Buffalo goes down 1-2-3 as the Supernovas remain in front 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Sarasota looking to extend their lead.
Junie Panda is going to line one directly to the third baseman. Svanberg is going to catch that one. Joe Burrow will fly out to center field. That'll bring up Io Torrent, who hits a laser home run. Oh, no. Yes. Yes, it's the beautiful AJ blow pop. Weird stuff happens because the sim engine doesn't know how to animate. You gotta
It's still
love
going.
it.
It's still going. Look at that.
It always shows up. The cutoff man at the warning track, rarely seen, always appreciated. That'll be strike 3 for Ioannopoulos Gescu.
The shortstop ran all the way out to the warning track.
Dude, he was hoofing it. Gotta love the hustle.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Cesar Suave with a base hit down the right field line. That's going to be a single for the second baseman from Buffalo. Sandy Tater's base hit. Back-to-back singles now, first and second for Diamondo. Diamondo goes down, strikes, and now it's going to be Wendell Meredith. The runners on first and second and one away. He goes down, strikes. That's the first time that Sarasota is able to retire Meredith today. Danny Gonzalez grounds to second base and over to first. So despite leadoff back-to-back singles, the rest of the Buffalo Surge lineup goes down in order. And we head to the bottom of the 7th as it's time for the stretch here in Florida.
Red Arrow grounds out to third base. That'll bring up Remington Stevens. Nobody on, 1 out, strike 3. Esposito has nobody on, 2 outs. Potential 1-2-3 inning being put together by Buffalo here. And strike 3 says yes, it will be a 1-2-3 inning. Still a perfect binary game so far. 1-1-0-0, 1-1-0-1, 1-1-0-0-0-0.
Yeah. Top of the 8th. It's going to be Scott Poe.
What?
Wait, what was that? Hits on the track and into the seat, so it's a ground rule double, I guess.
Oh,
That
I
was
just assumed
bizarre.
it was weird OOTP animations again.
Poe will tag up and head to third on the fly out by Finn Reese. Svanberg goes down, strikes. It did look like it was off his head, right, Lancer? Spikak will advance to first with a walk off of Scoochie Dart. Runners at the corners for Cesar Suave. High fly ball into center, taken care of by Kirkby. So they still get a couple of runners on, but no one across. Buffalo have been threatening several times here to try and tie this game back up, but nothing doing. Bottom of the 8th.
More importantly, we are still playing binary ball, which is very fun. Kirkby's going to fly out to center field, holding the fart up next, 1 out, nobody on. Check swing, strike 3, should have gone, buddy. Junie Panda's going to have 2 outs, nobody on. And a deep fly, and binary ball.
I need someone to translate this in binary. See what it says.
I am keeping track of them. I'm going to do it. Once again,
I know it's impossible due to the amount of ones and zeros, but if it somehow said Sarasota wins and wound up as correct, that would be amazing. Sandy Taters will get a base hit as Michael Jordan steps in to pitch now for Sarasota. Diamondo goes down, strikes, and we got a runner on first for Wendell Meredith. High pop fly, and the second baseman Arrow will take care of it. 2 outs, runner on first. Last hope rests with Danny Gonzalez, who grounds out to second to end the game. We do have binary ball as the game ends. 4-3 is the final as the Supernovas take down Buffalo. There's the batting 3-for-3 day for Io Torrent with 2 RBIs. We got 2 RBIs for Io Torrent, who's on that milestone watch. 2-for-4 day for Junie Panda, and a 3-for-5 day for Wendell Meredith on the side of the Surge. Bill the Hill gets accredited with the win. Hold for Scoochie Dart, save for Joden, loss for Jack Rollo. And in terms of the double plays, we have 2 exactly, so the unders will win it. X isn't a binary, though. You listen here, DG. It's close enough, all right?
Is it Torrent on the watch list or
It
Bogescu?
was
I thought it was
bogus you.
Bogescu.
Yep, it was bogus you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's been nothing. Okay.
I was looking at Torrance stat line, but I think I said bogus you or my bad.
Looks like the New York Voyagers are going to beat the Detroit Demons 4-1. Your final score. Multi-hit outing coming out of Rusty Kuntz, who is going to pick up 3 RBIs, and that will push Rusty from 498 over the 500 mark. 501 career RBIs for Rusty Kuntz. Congratulations, Rusty. Cletus McFloridaman is going to pick up the win for New York. 3 innings pitched in relief, 0 earned runs after a 6-inning, 1 earned run quality start from Whole Horse. Dirk Diglett is going to get the loss, 2 innings, 3 earned runs, and Whole Horse with that quality start will be our player of the game.
Outer Banks Aviators will take care of the Nashville Stars in extras 5-3 after scoring 2 runs in the top of the 10th. The 3 RBIs for Nashville come from Fry, Booswell, and Smith, with Fry having 2 hits on the day. Outer Banks has a 3 for 4 day from Bergen Cannon, knocking in 1 and scoring twice, and 2 hit days for City, Litteris, and Swift. Ben Caden blows the save, but Flame McDonald gets the win for the Aviators, while Jesse Brown takes the loss for Nashville, their first on the season, and Klaus Bergen Cannon will be your player of the game.
For what it is worth, if I take the score from the binary ball game and put it into a converter,
Mm-hmm.
if we omit the X, it is 105,344. Or if we include the X, it's 210,688. So take your pick, either or. That being said, the San Antonio Sloths are going to take a second consecutive game against the Cancun Toros. Final score 4-2. Multi-hit performances coming from the 3 and 4 slot in San Antonio. 2 for 4 outings from Christy Abbott and Chris Jimenez. The Chris's going back-to-back. 3 RBIs as well for Jimenez. On Cancun side of things, only leadoff batter Ernie Witt is going to get a multi-hit outing, getting 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Greer is going to pick up the win, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, quality start. Villagetti will pick up the loss, 6.2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, also quality start, but not quality enough. Holds will be issued to Johnson, and a save will be issued to Dugan, their 14th and 15th of the year, respectively. And Billy Greer, with that 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, will be our player of the game.
Oh no, we blew it. Look at the graph too. It's just whoosh, the opposite direction.
And it wasn't even a 2-1 game this time.
Oh no, Vandals blow a 7-1 lead, resulting in an 8-7 loss to the New Orleans Rougarou in extras. 3 RBIs for Vidal Valor, going 2 for 4. 4 for 5 day for Naz Hamed, 3 for 4 day for Richie Bonanza. Vancouver gets 2 RBIs from Andrews and Magiacomo. Andrews having 3 hits. Makar Julian also going 3 for 4 at the bottom of the Vandals order there. Lung gets the hold, McNamerson the loss and the blown save. Takahashi the no decision on the quality start. Nakamura, only 4 innings, also gets the no decision. James Pleasance gets the win, improving to 4-0. Vidal Valor is your player of the game.
The Boise Raptors are going to win 8-2 against the Death Valley Scorpions. A lot of multi-hit big performance coming out of Andrew Oram, 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 3 RBIs. Parker Beecham, Piaka Jabugu getting 2 for 4 with 2 runs. R.J. Menard did not have a home run. Okay.
Nope.
Worth noting for the milestone tracker. Stretch McGibbon for Death Valley is the only multi-hit performance, getting 3 hits in 4 at-bats. In terms of pitching, Vivi Zielman's going to pick up the win, advancing to 9-6, reverse nice. So I guess Ekin, 8 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Remy Ratatouille is going to get the loss for Death Valley, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Quality start, but not quality enough. Andrew Oram and that batting sheet is going to get a player of the game performance, at least his second of the night, I think.
I think Jurosu likes to see me suffer. Jurosu just thanked Noah in the chat. I'm so sad. CLC
It's good entertainment. It's content.
CLC Surfers down the Valley make us here 6-5. 3-for-5 ball game for Harry Stocks with 2 runs and an RBI at the bottom of Seattle's batting order. Campbell going 2-for-4 at the top. Maui Makos have 3 RBIs for Camden and 2 for Peter Dawson Jr. Camden with a 3-run bomb in the 5th inning. DeMarco gets the win for Seattle in relief, improving to 3-4 in the season. Mikko McKinnon with the blown save. Scotty Omega with the loss for Maui. Harry Balls will be your player of the game.
The Indy Apex are going to win 2-1 against the Providence Crabs, taking that 2-1 streak from Vancouver, but keeping it alive. Giannis Karustis, Bruce Buckley, and Bergamot Lemon all going 2-for-4 on Providence's side of things. For Indy, there's only one multi-hit performance, and that'll be Jimbo's slice, but apparently it was enough to get the job done. Evans is going to start the game 6.2 innings, 1 earned run, no decision. Bark Murley will take the loss, 1.1 innings, 1 earned run at the end. For Indy, Shifty Lagoose will also start 6+ innings with a 1 earned run with no decision. Bolanos gets no decision, and Austin Bentley, God King Hummus, coming in at the end for the win. 2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, only 1 hit allowed. Shifty Lagoose, and that start for the game for Indy, is going to be our player of the game.
Mike was asking if the stream dropped. I checked. It looked like we lost some frames, but I think we're good now. Checking in on the minors, the Dillos take down the Flamingos here 6-3 with a comeback victory. 4 runs at the top of the 9th. Dillo. 3-for-4 ball game for Florida from Kyle Bryant for Florida is what I was trying to say. With 2 RBIs and 2 runs across, stand up with a 3rd RBI tacked on there. Amarillo has 2 RBIs each for Reggie Shrub and Fiddle McGee. Chartopo Hauser gets the win for the Dillos, while Baller Jr. gets the loss and the blown save for Florida. Kyle Bryant is your player of the game.
The Chicago Kingpins are going to play a little revenge ball and beat down the Brew City Bears 10-2 final score, along with 21 hits. I'm not going to go through all of the multi-hit performances because it's everybody other than Applegate, although I will highlight Anchovy going 4-for-5, as well as a 3 RBI performance coming out of Sax Justice, that being a 3-run home run. On Brew City, we have a 2-for-4 day from Werewolf and a 2-for-3 day from Lux. The T-Rex is going to pick up a win, 5.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and Pocket will get the save, 3.2 innings of shutout ball to end the game for Chicago. On Brew City side of things, Hangs to the right is going to get the loss, 5.2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 14 hits allowed. That's rough, buddy. Anchovy and those 4 hits, however, is going to be our player of the game.
Dallas takes down Anchorage here 4-0, outhitting them 12-6. Looks like 2-for-3 ball game for Sneaky Snack on the side of Anchorage. 3-for-5 ball game from McLaughlin with 2 runs scored. And a 2-for-4 ball game from Boston Edler. Lefty Bones gets the win for Dallas, improving to 5-8 with 6 shutout innings. Rodriguez gets their 6th save of the season, and Jormungandr Ragnarok takes their 11th loss for Anchorage. Lefty Bones will be your player of the game.
California Firehawks are going to pick up a win against Louisville Lemurs 5-0, a shutout performance from the team at least. Multi-hit day coming out of Jose Slaseco, 2-for-4 with a run, as well as Chris Smoove, 3-for-4 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. No multi-hit outings coming from Louisville's side of things. For pitching, Josh Schmackson is going to get a win, 4-7 on the year, 8.1 innings of shutout pitching, only allowing 3 hits, and Wilson will come in for relief, 0.2 innings to end the game. Stefano Cianapi is going to get the loss, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Quality start, but it's kind of hard to beat 8.1 Shuddy. Yeah. Josh Schmackson will be our player of the game.
What a day for Schmackson. Kansas City Hepcats down the State College Swifties here, 4-2. Looks like a 3-run 7th inning. 2 RBIs on the side of State College, 1 each for Johns and Johnson. On the side of Kansas City, a 1-for-3 ball game with a 3-run homer on the board for Jacob Minion. And Newfoundland Berserker gets a solo shot in the 8th inning for the other RBI. Glenn Davies gets the win with 8 innings of 1-run ball, and definitely not Kevin Choate gets the save, their 2nd of the season for the Hepcats. Nathan Claflin will get the loss for State College despite a quality start on the mound, and Glenn Davies is going to be your player of the game. I'll do it for August 6th. We'll head on into August 7th, which is going to be a quick sim. No games in the majors, but we do have some in the minors. So we'll go ahead and auto sim those, and we'll start off with this one.
Final score 10-6 as the Florida Flamingos take down the Amarillo Armadillos in the Alliteration Bowl. 2-for-4 outing from Amarillo for Okamoto. 2 runs and 3 RBIs thrown in there as well. 2-for-4 from Fiddle McGee and 3-for-4 from Hawkins. Not quite enough to hold back the Pink Birds, though. Everybody on Florida's roster gets a hit except for Cena Jr. We have a 3-for-3 day from Yup Yuppers and 5 2-hit performances that I won't go through except for Bufflin because he also picks up 2 runs and 3 RBIs. Fank is going to get the loss for Amarillo. 4 innings pitched, 7 earned runs. Kagamine will pick up the win. 5.1 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. And Sad Pepe will get the 8th save of the year. 2 innings, 0 earned runs. Babe Bufflin, our player of the game.
As someone with a impending create coming up, it's really fun to kind of look through the minors box scores. I'm getting more interested in the minors again with my new create coming up. Looking forward to that draft. Wheelers taking down the Dynamos here 9-3. 4-for-5 ball game from Jack Condor and 3 RBIs each from Bennington and Marsh on the side of Anchorage. Krapokrasov going 3-for-5. Dallas has 1 RBI from Picatso and 1 from Boston Edler. Jack Pine going 2-for-3 on the day. Athena Aria will get the win for Anchorage, and PD Rizzo gets their 6th save for the Wheelers. Jenkins Miller takes the loss for Dallas in 3.1 innings of work. And Athena Aria will be your player of the game with those 5.1 innings of 2-run ball, giving up 4 hits and 2 walks.
Kansas City Hepcats are going to pick up another win, 8-3 against the Steeds. Got a 4-for-5 day from Berserker, who picks up 2 runs and 2 RBIs as well, and a 3-for-5 day from Stargasm. Dracula and Stank each getting 2 hits on 5 appearances. Stank picking up 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Over on State College side of things, the only multi-hit outing comes from Sportello, who also picks up 2 runs betted in. Lincoln Birdwhistle is going to pick up the 8th win of the year, 7.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and O'Reilly comes in to chip in at the end. Bolt Jr. is going to get the loss, 6.1 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Quality start, not quality enough, especially when Twain T2 comes in to blow the save. The 5th blown save of the year, not a stat you want to see. 1.1 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Newfoundland Berserker, however, is going to be our player of the game thanks to that 4-hit outing.
And we have the Lemurs taking down the Firehawks 3-2. Firehawks allegedly my future team, according to Lancer. 1-for-4 day for Encarnacion with an RBI at the top of the California batting order, and Jardine 1-for-3 with an RBI at the bottom of the Firehawks batting order. Louisville has 2 RBIs from Barry Bonds, the DH, and 1 from Forrest Gump on a 1-for-4 day. Roxas gets the win, poor triplet the hold, Salami Tsunami the save, their 11th of the season. And Robert Grimes will get the loss for California despite the quality start of 3 earned runs on 6 innings pitched. Roxas will be your player of the game.
Salami Tsunami is a fun name. I like that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Someone cut that. No leaks.
Tampering.
The draft hasn't happened.
11-7, the final score here.
It's
Chicago Kingpins take down the...
It's not tampering. I'm not on a team.
Pre-tampering. Anchovy is going to go I'm so used to Anchovy being the first batter. Atlas Gray is going to go 3-for-6. And we also have Shumi Hulkenvettel, future Toro, hashtag Bauer is my dad. 4-for-6, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. Anchovy picks up 3 runs on 1 hit and 2 walks. That's always fun to see. As well as a slew of other 2-hit performances from various Kingpins. On Brew City side of things, we have a 3-for-5 outing from Stevie Steve, getting 2 runs and an RBI, and a 2-for-2 game from Emerson, 2 runs, 1 RBI, 3 walks. Gotta love that. 5-for-5 from the plate. And then, again, another slew of multi-hit performances. Inker Bell is going to start things off, 3.1 innings, 6 earned runs for Chicago, and then Luciano will come in for the win, 3.1 innings of 0 earned runs. On Brew City's side of things, the decision is not issued until the third pitcher comes in. That'll be Jet, picking up the loss with 0.1 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Shumi Hulkenvettel and all those betting stats will be our player of the game.
That'll do it for August 7th, which means that will do it for today's stream. We're going to go ahead and start the upload, but that is going to be it. You were mentioning the pre-tampering, and I just kind of was laughing to myself because I made a the change my mind meme. I made a meme that said that scouting is tampering changed my mind. Because if you have a recreate who technically has a player, you are approaching a player who's on a team. It's just majors versus minors.
Right, you're approaching a human who has a player on the team.
It's true. Yeah. But anyway.
So basically punish Vandals is what you're saying?
Punish Sloths since Johnson's on the Sloths these days.
Oh, fair.
I'm kidding. Juoso, please don't cut me.
Oh, wouldn't that be the big brain play? Ship your player to a different team as you retire, and then get into tampering, so the team that picked you up just gets absolutely hosed.
I feel like that would probably take your draft stock, though, and
but it'd be so smart. It'd be 5-dimensional.
Does that mean I can scout you for deals without tampering? Anyone can scout me. My player is going to be created on Monday. My next player. It's going to be an interesting one. It's actually kind of in the same vein as Wallaby Hickums, actually. Kind of a more defensive.
How dare you?
Not intentionally. It's just Vandals need some batters that can get on base. You know, we got.
And you're picking Magician? Wrong move.
They have high contact. They got high BABIP. So I was looking at.
Say that to my face.
Yes, but here's the difference though. You put your TPE initially into defense, not like the BABIP, not the contact part. I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to take the same archetype, but I'm going to start with like the BABIP and the speed, and then focus on some of the defense as well. But anyway,
fair. I just like trying to go for, like, I don't know if this is kept track of anywhere, but I like the thought of having like the highest career zone rating at shortstop or something.
Yeah. Funny thing is, McMuffin moved to power long ago because Vandals had too many contact hitters, and then we wound up with 6 power hitters in the playoffs last season. That was an interesting one. Oh, and I got a scouting message kind of from the Bears. Just says "Join Bears!" ! Anyway, while this is uploaded, I want to thank, before chat starts to leave, I want to thank the stat team, the mod team, of course, for all their work. And I want to thank you, Blowpop, for coming on and co-hosting. It's always a pleasure to have you on board.
Always fun to join. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. And thank you to chat for sticking around as well. You can keep sticking around and keep chatting with us as we finish this upload. And talk more about how scouting is tampering. Oh man, but
we had a bunch of milestones get hit today too. Paulo DiStefano Jr. got to 1,000 hits. Jose 43 got to 593 game appearances, which is kind of obscure, but it's either tied or sole possession of, he didn't say, 6th all time in terms of games for pitchers. Gustave Beauregard hit 400 career steals. Matthew Paul hit 500 career games. Rusty Kuntz hit 500 career RBIs. The two that did not get met is R.J. Menard still sitting at 198 home runs, so still 2 to go for the 200 mark there. And Ionel Bogescu is still sitting at 497, I think, RBIs, so still 3 to go for the 500 mark.
Wow. Got some history in the making here. I like how I'm now getting messages saying join X minor league team. I mean, I'm gonna join whatever team drafts me. Like, it's not like I mean, I have a choice in the matter. I could say no, but to the team that drafts me, but I'm not gonna be that because I'm not gonna do that because I'm not a jerk. Like, You draft
You
me,
can
you've
say
got
no.
me. I can say no, but I'm not going to. If you draft
I
me,
did
you've
not know.
got me. That's
I
all it
did not
takes.
know that you could say no. That's kind of funny.
Well, yeah, I think it goes to like waivers or or something like that. You can like, there's like arguing of. I don't know if it's as prevalent in minors as it's not even all that prevalent in majors, honestly. But like, I think there was like an arbitration case a while back based on like contract talk. But I
Mm.
don't think that was for a rookie actually. That was for something else. I don't know. That might have been for a free agent.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, you can say no to the team that drafts you and just not be on a team, and then I guess you're a free agent. But I'm not gonna. Most
Can you
people don't do
say
that.
no to all 10 teams and just farm TPE not
It's
in
a
the
free.
minors? So just like the first time you ever set foot on a field, you're a rookie in the majors, and then you just hit dingers off the bat.
Well, I mean, you're still yeah, but I mean, you're still capped at
That'd be funny.
350. I don't even know. Well, you would get drafted to the majors, and then you'd have to say no to all of the majors teams, and then you're just farming TP in the minors while not playing ball.
No, I'm saying you say no to all the minor teams that
Okay.
draft you, but say yes to whichever major team drafts you.
Okay.
So then you just like it just seems like from a narrative standpoint, they just like go pick somebody off the streets, like, hey, we need to fill a spot. You've never played before, but whatever.
Yeah. Some guy out of high school. It's just like, just walk up to them. And it's like, hey, you're good enough to be on, I don't know, a major league team. Name a major league team. Like, you're good enough to be on the Yankees. Just walking up to a high schooler. And it's just
Oh,
like, here's
I
a
think
ticket.
even like I think even more jank than that, like my backstory would be like I was the hot dog vendor, and then they just needed a guy in a uniform, so they pointed to me.
Just some guy in the stands.
And then I swatted.
I can say, like a manager's like, you know how the manager like walks out of the dugout and then like beckons to the bullpen like to call in a relief pitcher. Instead of doing that, he's like beckoning to the stands, like pointing a guy out of the stands and like calling him down to pitch.
Yeah, they get the phone that connects to like the Chick-fil-A.
Give me
Yeah,
whoever
send
you.
them in. Send who?
This is Tony La Russa. Give me whoever's available. This is just... that would be
So
amazing.
I've gotten a lot more into like real baseball in the last year, partially because of getting into fake baseball this last year. But like I've seen a handful of Tony La Russa press conferences, and I don't know for sure, but I think Tony La Russa finishes about 30% of the sentences he starts. Like maybe. He just kind of like gives the first four words and then like looks away and then rethinks it and then starts another sentence and does that between 3 or 4 times.
This factoid brought to you by the PBE stat team.
Yeah. Yeah, can we get Mike in on that? Can we have Mike watch all Tony La Russa press conferences and see what the completion rate of his sentences are?
Oh, that would be funny. Can you imagine if that was what our stat team did instead of like doing stats for the PBE? They just did stats for like actual MLB.
Yeah.
like we're the pregame
But the
for
real garbage ones that I just suggested.
yeah, we're the pregame for Boise DVS game and we have stats like Tony La Russa finishes 30% of the sentences he starts. It's like everyone's like, who's Tony La Russa? So some random person joins and goes, wait, Tony La Russa's in this game?
We have the New Orleans Rougarous squaring off against the San Antonio Sloss, and while we wait for a bet to be set up there, fun fact here, Tony La Russa usually only zips up his quarter zip about 2 inches. On average, it's 1.78.
1.78. Is that
What are
exact?
you talking about?
Oh my gosh, they're counting like the little
The little
notches on the
teeth,
zipper.
yeah.
Yeah, the little teeth. That's the word I was looking for. Zippers it up 15 teeth. Someone would be interested in those kind of stats. I don't know that I would.
I don't think anyone would.
There's someone out there.
Now,
Someone
see,
like
I'm suggesting it because it's funny
you,
because
you,
no one. I hope
you
to
know
God nobody wants to know that
you know
stat.
who the one person is Tony La Russa. He's the one person that's interested.
Now I'm just imagining him like looking in the mirror and like squinting real hard at his zip up and just like going down like 2 teeth to make sure that it's not too high.
Yeah. Gotta make sure the fact is
Oh yeah, that
correct.
all right. That should be good for the game.
What are we doing? What are they? this, is, this
We're
is
waiting.
the
We're
weirdest file upload ever. Like, I think it's weirder than uh, the time that I did
we're
ASMR.
allowed to be weird because we had the one wonky animation where the ball phased through the wall.
It's true. It's
It's
true.
an
Yeah.
AJ blow pop stream. There's gonna be weird something that happens.
It's always weird. Always something. Oh man.
Speaking of weird, college football is finally back, which is fun. That'll be a good time. And Nebraska and Illinois are playing today, right now, as week 0 because they were supposed to have a game in Ireland like this year. I think is what it was. Um, but that got pushed to next year because of COVID stuff. So now my school, Northwestern, is going to Ireland instead of them. So suck it, Nebraska. And the Nebraska game, I don't like Nebraska, so I'm glad that they're losing. There's a minute left in the fourth. They're down by 8. And the first points scored of the 2021 college football season were Illinois getting a safety on Nebraska.
Nice.
So we're in for a weird year, folks.
Gotta love safeties.
Sorry, Bex. I saw a great tweet that was like the top 15 wins of the Scott Frost era. And then like 1 through 12 were recounting the wins that Scott Frost had, but then 13 through 15 were blank because he still hasn't won 15 games yet. It was great.
Nice. I don't follow football as much as.
A safety on a kick return? Oh, God.
Wow.
What happened? Did they just like volleyball bump it backwards? Like, here's the bump. Where's the set?
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see. I think we are uploaded. We are. So the index is up. Oh gosh. Index is updated, everyone. I will go ahead and post that in the main.
Confirm. I just refreshed the website.
And that will do it for us. So thank you again, one and all, to chat for sticking around this long. You are the best. You are the best members of chat right here. The ones that are here and listening to this. Have a good night, a good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. But have a good one, everyone, and thank you, Blow Pop, for co-hosting.
Thank you for hosting.
Anytime. See y'all.